What's down, family? It's your boy Slim Salt 504. Make sure y'all subscribe to Hooded Jube. You heard me? Let's go.
What's up, folks? This is Sean Bonds, and you already know it's shit more than a game, man. You also already know that it's NOLA versus all y'all. And you also know that it ain't YouTube if you ain't subscribed to my dog, Hoodie Jew. Come on, man, what are you waiting for? You already know. It's still who that?
What up, family? This your boy The Right, repping that Who That Nation all the way here in Florida. If it's YouTube, you gotta subscribe to my boy Hootie Jube.
What's up, world? It's your boy Carlos Clayton. I'm the host of Uneducated Sports Talk. Subscribe to the big homie Hoodie Jew for everything New Orleans Saints. Who that?
Hey, this your boy, Dog 17, the host of the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. Just want to remind y'all, go ahead and subscribe to my homie Hoodie Jules channel. And like always, love.
What's good, guys? My name is Zach,
And I'm Nonfiction, and we are Real Fan Sports.
and you need to stop what you're doing right now. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to your boy Hoodie Juby.
Hoodie Juby.
What's good, Who Dat Nation? Hey, in tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about a lot of things that we might not want to talk about, Simmons to the damn Falcons. Boo. We're going to be talking about some camps, man, see how Penn is doing. We're going to talk about the O-line. We're going to talk about some key players. We're going to talk about a lot. But guess what? Tonight's special guest, Talkin Saints, are going to be on the show, so we're going to bring them on shortly. But like I always tell everybody, man, y'all better grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's talk some Saints football, baby.
You can't see us, I Saints going to the Super Bowl, talking black and gold. Cameron Jordan on the field, about to take a QB soul. Ever Kamara break a tackle, so you know he bold. Mike Thomas catching everything, so you know he cold. He talking Power Man, dude, he talking Marcus May. We in the backfield, we gon' make them pay. Them boys hitting hard, they need an X-ray. Yeah. We talking black and gold. 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 Straight to the Super Bowl. Your time is up. Our time is now. Say hoodie, you can't see us. Our time is now. Woo. Hoodie droop in the building. We shining now. We shining. You can't see us. Our time is now. You heard me? Your time is up. Our time is now. Woo. You can't see us. Our time is now. Say hoodie, hoodie droop in the building. We shining.
Here he is, Hoodie Juby.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Hoodie Juby, and we are back with another live podcast. And for those who don't know, y'all will know there's no YouTube without your boy Hoodie Jube, y'all. I hope everybody's having an amazing night over here because your boy is for sure. And I'm super pumped up because we got some special guests back here that we're about to bring on to the show. So guess what? Let's bring them on. And these are the hosts of the Talkin Saints over here, okay? Let's welcome Trip and Alex, y'all.
What's up, guys?
What's up? So how y'all doing tonight?
Man, we're excited to be on the show, man. We always film on about like Thursday nights. So it's probably not going to work on. We don't have any Thursday night games this year, do we?
Just one against
Just
the Broncos, yeah.
So we'll have to skip that night, but we're excited to be on, man.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having us.
Worked out.
Yeah. No problem, man. Like I said, it's going to be fun. By the way, everybody that's in the chat, make sure y'all go subscribe to the Talkin Saints if y'all haven't already. Because y'all know y'all seen Trip a few times on the show. But now we got his co-host with him, Alex, over here with us as well. So he's pumped up, ready to talk some Saints football. So before we actually get into everything and start talking real quick, let's let's actually introduce everybody that's in the chat, and recognize everybody that's here. So we got Jerry, the old freaking G in the building. I seen him pop in here earlier before the show started. He said, "Hey, Hoodie Jew, I'm not calling in tonight. Don't feel like coming in." Well, we know why. I know we all having a bad day. We all got a little taste in our mouth after getting punched in the face by Simmons. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. We got JT in the building. Who that to you? We got Samuel. Who that to you? We got my brother King Nepp in the building. Who that to you? We got Hurricane Mike in the building. If we got a little bit of time left, we might bring him on the show, and he's gonna cause a hurricane up in here about
Oh,
Simmons.
no.
Yeah. Warning y'all about him. And let's see, we got Edward Green in the building. Who that to you, Edward? And is that everybody for right now? No, we got Michael in here as well. Shout out to you, Michael. So who that to everybody that popped in, and we're still gonna have people coming on, and we just started the show, and you're gonna have people probably hopping shows back and forth. We got like 3 or 4 of the Saints YouTubers right now, literally live right now. It's crazy. It's a crazy night. So shout out to the other ones that are going live with us as well. But I guess before we actually start talking football, let me ask you, Trip and Alex, what made y'all want to create Talking Saints? Let everybody know, y'all background. What made y'all want to start this?
Well, we've been friends for a while, and we actually really got to be good friends because we started talking about Saints every day. And we worked together. We were roommates for a while. We're just best buds, and we really talk about the Saints. That's about all we talk about. And we decided, hey, why not make a show out of it?
Yeah, we literally spent like hours and hours talking about it, and then we actually went to Nick Underhill's pre-draft party. We had spoken with him, and we just loved it. We were like, man, this is so fun. Like, we could totally do something like this. So fortunately, and I don't think anybody got sick from it, but I definitely got like strep throat or something the next day. So I spent that next day just creating our show, man, Talking Saints. And I kept sending stuff to Alex, and I'm like, we're doing this, bro. We're just locking in, going straight into it.
Yeah, because that's the entirety of our lunch breaks. We will go and talk about an hour every day about the Saints. So we're like, hey, we might as well record this,
We just love New Orleans Saints, man. This is the best. We're from the area, so we're about an hour out from the team. I still think it's the best in the NFL.
We're from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So
Jerry G said Mississippi Gulf Coast finest.
Oh, nice. I love it. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Jerry G. Always enjoy seeing your comments, man.
Oh yeah, and that's the one I always tell people this. Like, so whenever I open up the lines and I bring people on, and Jerry comes on, that's why he got his own video introduction that introduces him, on the show. It's because we call him I don't know what you want to call him. He's basically the best subscriber you can ever have, because he literally
he's the GOAT.
Literally, if you go to every Saints channel that you can possibly find on YouTube, he has been there already, and he comments. I'm telling you, he's in everybody's chat. You can have 5 people like right now going live, and he's in everybody's chat, whether it's on a laptop, his phone, to something else. Like, he's always gonna find a way to be in your chat. And we always tell people he brings subscribers to you. He literally will share your stuff and try to get you to come in. And the crazy part is, you want me to tell you how he does well? He don't really do no YouTube that much. Like, here and there, he'll do a short video. He doesn't do live videos. He don't do none of that. And the man's got 430 plus subscribers. That tells you how close he is with all these other Saints subscribers that are just out there that don't even have a channel, but they subscribing to his just because they like him. He's a good dude. So
every time I with him, I'm always excited to see his notification pop up.
The G stands for GOAT.
It is the GOAT.
That's what I would say. That's what I would say. GOAT, right? Jerry the GOAT.
But no, we doing episode. I was counting it. We've tried to do about 1 episode a week since like May.
Yeah, I think we first aired the last week of April or something like that. So.
And obviously we started sitting on the couch, doing something there. Like, oh, let's try to bring it in. And we got the cool little. This isn't green screen. It's like push pinned up against the wall.
Like a tapestry, pretty much.
It's got push pins in it.
A little super dome behind us.
Then we've started branching out. We got our own shirts.
We got koozies too. We should have had that. But.
Man, I feel like we probably have one hidden somewhere in here. One of the koozies are in here somewhere. But we our plans are, we talked about it. We're season ticket holders. We just became season ticket holders this year. So we're gonna go to pretty much every home game, and we're gonna go interview fans. Right? We're gonna, kind of get input and then put short clips for everybody to see. So that's what we're excited to do. you can talk Saints news all the time, but Nick Underhill's going to beat me to it, and
Oh,
Ross
yeah.
Jackson and John Hendricks and all of them. So we're gonna try to bring some more like of the fan element to the
Focus
field.
on Saints fans on top of just the Saints.
But not
Oh,
those
yeah.
Twitter fans, man. They
Yeah,
go
be,
crazy.
They can be ruthless.
They're dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, just go on X and see how dangerous it is.
Yeah,
That's all you gotta
exactly,
do.
man.
You gotta look no further. Just go on X and see how crazy it is. But
Especially today. Today was real crazy.
Yeah.
oh yeah, a lot of emotion. Like a lot of people said, man, you chose the wrong side. You chose the wrong team, bro. Now we're going for blood. I'm like, whoa, bro. Like you don't have to say that about Justin Simmons, dog. It's just a player. Like I understand. Like me, I would love to have him on our squad because it makes our defense even better than what it is. But at the end of the day, I do feel like our defense is just going to be better than their defense because we got more key players. They got, okay players. You got Matthew Judon coming off an injury. You got Grady Jarrett, David Automata. We had Automata. He didn't work out for us the last 2 years. That's why they got rid of him. And their best players, will be your DBs now with Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates. AJ Terrell is okay, but he still struggles a lot in the NFL. So I'm not really scared of their defense as much. And then you look at the offensive side. That's the part that you really got to look at. It's like, cool, they got really good running backs, a good running back duo. I love their running back duo, and they got a good O-line.
Their wide receivers are all right.
Their quarterback is good. It's just their wide receiver that kind of questions me. It's like, okay, Drake London is good, but he's not elite. So
I'd put our
scare me.
secondary over those receivers.
Yeah, gone are the days of worrying about having to play Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley.
No, our cornerback room can lock down anybody. Man, I'm not really worried about that. And one thing that they also lost was Ryan Nielsen, their defensive coach, who was one of the leaders of our defensive squad, that was 2 years ago, and he was
our linebacker coach back in the day.
Well, yeah, and then he became the co-coach with
Chris
Richard, yeah, and then
from the Legion of Boom, right?
I think it's pretty good. I don't think anybody's ever going to copy that, though. You don't think so?
No.
The Jaguars have copied that. They have both the guys as their co-defensive coordinators. I'm just like, dude, bar for bar, word for word.
They need help.
Copied them.
They need defense. The Jags struggle on defense a lot. That's what they need. So that's gonna help them out this year. And we already know their offense is pretty good. You can't really complain about the Jags offense. So
and that's one thing I give it. I know there's, like I said, you go on Twitter and you think Dennis Allen, lit the city of New Orleans on fire. He's the one that broke the levees, but the truth is he's not a bad defensive coach. Not a great head coach.
He's been responsible for a lot of the hate towards Pete Carmichael. Dennis has had some bad coaching decisions, some bad time management, but I think having a quality OC in there, and hopefully Clint Kubiak works out, but having someone who can kind of think for themselves and not just look at a playbook of what Sean Payton did a decade ago, might be good for us.
Yeah.
It might be good for Dennis, take some pressure off of him.
And like you said, Hoodie, I think our defense plays like extremely well against their offense. I'm not necessarily worried about our defense against their offense per se, especially how our D-line has looked so far. As we get further into the preseason, I'd like to see more. But if they're using Brian Brzee more, using Cam Jordan on the inside, I think we're going to be able to stop the run game a lot better. And that's one thing we've had struggles with against them.
I'm excited to see Willie Gay too.
Oh my goodness, dude! He looked awesome.
Very fast.
He looked awesome. So,
Willie Gay.
I mean, hey, I'm Willie Gay.
Hey,
Willie Gay for Willie Gay.
You know who he reminds me of? Like with his speed and his energy on the field, it almost reminds me of when we picked up Kawan and he was just the juice of the defense.
I was just thinking that the other day, dude. Oh man,
that's what he reminds me of.
That's a great comparison. Hopefully healthier.
But the only difference between him and Kawan, well, there's two things. Number one, he's a healthier guy. He stays on the field.
Exactly.
And number two, he's like a 2 or 3 time champion. Super Bowl.
Hey, he's got the winning experience.
So he's got the winning experience. So that's gonna help out the locker room, help out anybody that needs help, and he's gonna bring the juice. And I feel like the defense is gonna feel energized again, like it used to be.
Oh yeah, dude. And if you look at the Demario's awesome. My favorite player on the team. Obviously, he's getting older. I hope that since we didn't sign Simmons today, we'll get to that. I hope that we use some of that money to maybe get Willie Gay to a longer contract.
That'd be nice.
And have
extend AK too.
Mm-hmm. If DeMario ends up eventually getting old, it's going to happen eventually. You still have Willie Gay and Pete Werner back there, and that's a good linebacker room by itself.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely, I agree with you. And then we also need to take some of that money and pay for some offensive linemen. With,
man, I mean.
With some of the Twitter hate we get right now too with Penning, my this is the thing that I feel so bad. It's like I'm not trying to cover up or sugarcoat anything for Penning, but at the same time, they got people that's been saying it for the last 3 years now. The dude was raw talent. He had to be taught. You put him out there and drew him out there and fire. With barely no training camp at the time, and the dude did bad in like one game or whatever, or 2 games. You took him out all season long, and then you try to put him back in at the end. He got hurt, so you didn't see him a while, and then you just kind of kept him on the bench since. And now you say, "Oh, let's put him back, but let's try him from left tackle to right tackle now." Well, he's in his 3rd year now, but the dude barely played. Like sometimes you just gotta leave him out there to get experience to get better. But him just being on a bench the whole time and just practicing with people didn't make him better. So it's gonna look ugly. I feel like for the first few weeks. With him, he's gonna have to get used to it.
Yeah, I'm real worried about Penning. My thing with him, obviously he's had a tough start, in terms of like stuff he's ran into, O-line coaches have been changed, changing positions. The injuries is the biggest one, obviously, but you see the strength of Penning. You see he's got the physical attributes to be a great tackle. But anytime he starts getting rushed, it's almost like all of his training just goes out the window. He looks almost scared, almost just panicky, and it just you have to be a rock, as a tackle. You can't
have good instincts.
You got to know when to go, and we've seen a lot of that from Fuaga so far.
Yeah, just from the few reps he had last week.
We've already been scouting out our replacement tackle. There's another big Samoan tackle that's coming in the draft next year. I'm like, hey, 2 Samoan tackles. The first one looks like he might work out.
Yeah, hopefully.
I wonder what's up with those Samoans, man. They just big dudes. They just seem to always work out wherever they like fit into a team.
Oh yeah,
they do, and they rough with it too. They like,
oh yeah,
you're not about to push me around. Let's go do a sumo wrestle. I think that's what it is too. It's like a lot of those sumo wrestlers. They hand their ground. They basically stand their ground. You're just trying to push each other out the thing. That's their thing. So to see them kind of doing that, I feel like maybe that's why they good at tackles and all that. But the thing that a lot of people said about Penning that could maybe help him out is if he's struggling, he can't get off his feet, and he's scared, and and he's not just a solid rock trying to block for you. A lot of people know he's very nasty in the run game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm pushing and trying to bully somebody. Well, if you're trying to bully somebody and you're trying to push, why don't you put him at guard and just let him eat at guard? Because he's not gonna have to be on the left tackle worrying about people, going right past him fast and bully him. You're just gonna deal with the guy up front, and you just bully him back and forth. That might be the best spot for him, because remember, we are missing a left guard right now. We're looking for that spot, so maybe try him there if you can.
I can't remember how is he like. How tall
I think
is he?
part of the problem with that is that he's like 6'7".
Yeah, he's extremely tall, and usually guards are like short, wide.
But I mean, if you're gonna run the ball,
throw him in at guard. Exactly.
Guard.
The only thing is, it's all they're gonna be. Oh, well, obviously they're gonna be running here, but I mean that really is. Penning is like exactly. It's a great example. Penning moving forward is a lot better than him having to step back, and
that is.
He's not. He's definitely like. It's weird to say. Offensive linemen are almost defensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're defending the quarterback, but he's an offensive lineman. He's the one going out and doing stuff. He's not great at sitting there and holding the fort down. So I'm not a big fan of Penning. And you can ask Alex. I've given him every chance. Yeah. I've definitely probably been more. What's the word? Lax, more like forgiving than most fans. That's a good one.
Oh yeah,
but
he stayed on the Trevor Penning and Peyton Turner train as long as he could.
Yeah, and Turner's just injured. That's literally it. He'd be fine if
he could
stayed
be
injured.
all right. But
I'm excited to see him play defensive tackle.
A lot of
Hopefully,
people was complaining about him too. That I think it was in the first preseason game. People was complaining about him on X and shit. Was like, oh, here we go. Like, I wish we can see Peyton Turner. I don't know if anybody realized Peyton Turner was on the field. People didn't
yeah,
realize it, even though they said he was injured with like some toe injury. And he was working to the side. He still played in that game. It's like they
yeah,
snuck him in the game. I thought he wasn't playing. Next thing you know, I see Peyton Turner on the field making plays and putting pressure on people. I'm like, what you mean? You want to see him? He was there. He was out on the field. Did y'all
Yeah.
not
yeah.
see Peyton Turner play?
I wonder if they took him off with the ones because I don't remember. I really don't remember seeing him ever play like edge too often. Maybe once or twice.
Yeah. Oh, they rotated a lot of those guys in over the first 2 quarters. Like Chase Young played a little bit with the twos and played a little bit with the ones, and
Dude, Chase Young.
Chase Young looked
Lord
good.
of mercy,
I think he
dude.
had
He's gonna
maybe
be
an
good.
offsides penalty, but he was putting pressure like just about every time he was out there, he was making a
Dude,
difference.
Chase Young and Willie Gay are so underrated in their the
They're good
impact they're gonna make
signings.
on the team.
Good signings. I hate that they're both here for 1 year at this moment, but
Yeah,
hopefully
well,
they work out and get some money.
we were talking about this yesterday. I'd rather have Chase Young than I guess Judon because he's younger,
Yeah.
longer potential, and they're still both on 1 year deals. Judon got, and we didn't trade anything for Willie Gay or Chase Young. So those two pickups, which our linebackers were already pretty good, you add Willie Gay to that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Our D line needed some help, and you brought in potentially a game changer. You know, a guy that was the second overall pick just a couple years ago.
Carl Granderson and Cam Jordan, they're solid defensive ends, but Chase Young has a really high ceiling.
Really high ceiling.
It was just injuries, basically, that kind of,
Mhm.
stuff
And,
with
you
him,
know-
but not as bad. Not as bad as Turner and where he
No,
plays one
Turner.
game and out for the whole season. But
Yeah, and not to mention, you got to think he was on the Washington Commanders, Washington football team, Washington Commanders, whatever.
And
they were pretty much blowing it all up. That was not a good place for a guy like him to try to make his mark. And he was, I don't know if he was on pace or he did win. I think he did. Did he win Rookie Defensive Player of the Year?
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, so
and a Pro Bowl, I think.
And then they just kind of gave up on him. They gave up on everybody. They traded him away.
They traded Montez Sweat too, right?
Mhm.
To the Bears or something like that.
I think to the Bears. And then they gave him to the 49ers. And the 49ers
got rid of him.
He wasn't necessarily bad. He wasn't as impactful, but you got to look at the rest of that
sack
team.
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He technically has been to a Super Bowl. We brought 2 Super Bowl players, Willie Gay and Chase Young.
I'm going to tell y'all one thing that I'm really frustrated with right now with
Let's
our
hear
New
it.
Orleans Saints. I waited all offseason, and I've been hyping it up about our offense that I just can't wait to tell everybody, like, oh, we got to be a good scoring team. We finally got us a good offensive coordinator. But then Ross Jackson comes out literally game day, and Ross Jackson basically said, by the way, everybody who's been waiting this while to watch this new offense, don't predict the offense and don't judge them in the preseason, because they literally said it. What they've been practicing and doing on the practice field that you've been hearing, scoring, they going 11 for 11, ain't the same stuff they're going to be running in preseason, because they want to keep it basically plain vanilla type of offense, to where when it comes to game one, they can't go and look at our preseason games and say, okay, well, this is what the film that I got so far. They can't do none of that until game one. So when they told me that, I said, okay, so now we get to watch plain offense.
And
boring, vanilla.
Funny enough, I just thought of this. What we saw in the preseason would have been Pete Carmichael's best call game. Pete Carmichael, that was his offense. Third down, run it.
He did good. Falcons game last year, good.
Yeah, dude. I think he was just like, I'll just do whatever, Falcons our defense was beating up on the Falcons. I remember we were at that game. That was a great game to be at. But it just showed like our offense can get there. Derek Carr started trusting his receivers more. He was throwing 50-50 balls up to Olave and A.T. Perry.
And I think that, I know it might sound crazy, but that kind of changed, I think, after that Vikings game. So Derek Carr got injured in that Vikings game, and Jameis came out, and he threw some great balls and some terrible balls. But he was throwing, like, when I say 50-50, they're not even 50-50. He was throwing like 30-70 balls to like Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, A.T. Perry, and they were all coming down with it. And I think that's when the offense changed. They started to really trust those receivers.
Yeah, we had a bottom of the offense, like
Yeah.
play caller, or bottom of the league play caller. And we're gonna see more. And that's, I get it. It's stupid. There's no reason you should throw the guys out there if you're not going to show the new offense. That's what we've been waiting on. That's what it's been all about.
Yeah.
But I get it. But at the same time, don't even put them out there because it's just going to piss off the Twitter fans.
It's just I mean, I understand putting the starters out there just to get them back into NFL full speed moment, get the feel of it, stuff like that. But the thing is, if you're not running the offense that we looking forward to seeing once it comes week 1, the offense is basically going to look kind of plain, even though we're running plain offense. But, people just going to look at us and be like, well, this is boring. Like, this ain't what we was looking forward to. Well, that's why Russ Jackson went on Twitter and literally said it before the game. Don't, hurt yourself and don't say, God damn it, why didn't they do this? He warned us. He basically warned us.
And it's also like apparently Carr didn't even know who he was playing with. Like he didn't know if Olave was going to be out there. He didn't know because they couldn't game plan at all. So I guess like you said, it's just go out there and warm up. But then again, you're pissing people off.
It's like they went out there and played backyard football.
Yeah, but two preseasons ago. So last preseason, they went out there against the Chiefs, had a really good drive, went and scored a touchdown, and they had a boring offense. So. Maybe it's like the flip side now. We saw boring offense. Now it's going to be great throughout the.
I hope so.
I really do. We've discussed it. I think when we did a video about predicting the season, I think we stuck about 10-7.
Yeah, but
we had both the Falcons game we went, but there's other games we could flip. But I say we definitely split games with the Falcons, just because. They always play us pretty well. I was never worried about their defense. No, I'm still not like, shaking in my boots. But, I still think we'll probably split game. Maybe not. Who knows?
They're a decent team.
Our defense is really, really good.
So you had them 10-7, just about?
Yeah, I have it 10-7. And
it's not worse than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine. See, I made a bet with some friends,
sure.
Like another Saints YouTuber, because he used to be like me, used to be like really hyped about, pumped up the Saints, like stop being negative. But after last season and how stuff kind of went, he's like, you got to prove it to me, like kind of guy, like you got to show me for me to change my mind now. So basically, he got us at like 7 to 9 wins, mediocre.
I think that's
he said maybe.
Floor.
But I got us at 12-5 when I looked at the record.
Yeah.
That was before us even talking about maybe getting Justin Simmons. This was just us saying. And I told everybody, I said, when I look at the schedule and I'm looking at this, I'm looking at roster to roster, and I'm looking at me saying, okay, I'll go against this team. We healthy. The offense is way better than what we were looking at last year because Clint Kubiak's here, and you have everybody healthy and everybody's playing by roster to roster. Me looking at that, that's how I came up with 12-5, just because of that. And I said they got some games that I gave us losses that we could possibly win, like the Rams. I gave us a loss to the Rams, who we just haven't beaten the last few times. I gave the Chiefs to win because the Chiefs are 2-time Super Bowl champs back-to-back from last year. I gave the Cowboys a win against us because we playing in Dallas, even though Dallas I don't feel like has the better team, to be honest. Yeah, they got CeeDee Lamb, and Dak's a good quarterback too, and they got a pretty good defense, but at the same time, I feel like they missing a lot of stuff too. They still need some help. So like there's so many things that I've been looking at. Nobody on our schedule really scares me. The only person that really scares me is just Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, because how they are. They are very creative. And the Eagles with this Jalen Hurts and the scrambling quarterback. Everybody else is just kind of like.
Yeah, we talked about that in that episode. There really isn't anybody that like, there's no way. It's the NFL. You could come out and beat anybody at any time. The Giants won some games last year.
Hey, the Panthers won 2 games last year.
Yeah, so anybody can win, and it really is going to depend on Kubiak and how his offense works. And again, we didn't get to see much of that, but
hopefully he can scheme some stuff up that kind of helps our offensive line out.
Oh yeah,
I think our defense is top 10, like lock. Yeah. That's a lock. Top 10 could be top 5, right? Especially with our secondary. Even with Howden, he's
kind of a question mark, but I think he's got potential. I think
with our 3 starting corners though,
had some good signs last year. So
I think with our 3 starting corners though, I'm not. they may not even get past it. We could run man defense the whole time, you know, and then the linebackers still, all of them are pretty good at coverage. I mean, there's so much on our defense that gives me hope. On our offense, our wide receiver is young, talented. You know, there's a wide receiver 3 still hasn't fallen into place yet, but there's talent there.
Yeah.
Tight end, we'll see. And then you got
hot take with wide receivers though, huh?
Let's hear it.
Yeah, so you said young wide receiver, you know, talented. So when you said that, I said, oh yeah, I want to hear this hot take that I said on my show. I basically told everybody, with the way Clint Kubiak runs his offense, I can see Rashid Shaheed having a better season than Chris Olave.
Oh yeah,
only because the way I can see them utilizing him a lot like Debo. Not like Debo here, run the ball down their throat, but like let me do some what you want to call it, motions, hand it off like we did to him in the first damn play ever to in the
against
Bengals
the
game.
Cardinals.
It was against the Bengals where we literally
Bengals. That's where it was.
and you got to see Rashid Shaheed in his first game. You hand it off, he ran it for a touchdown. Like I feel like they're gonna utilize that. I actually heard some news where they said they seen Taysom Hill, and I think Rashid Shaheed lining up at running back, which is
even Taysom playing like fullback. I mean, Taysom can be anywhere. I mean, everybody. He's Taysom.
Put him at right tackle. I'm joking.
Put him at right tackle. He might do it. He might do better than Penny, to be honest with you. He could probably hold his ground.
So you know, man, I think that's where it's at. You know, I agree with you. I think Sheed could easily. He could have the same amount of yards, or he could have a lot of yards doing the same thing I did playing college football 25. I took the fastest player on my team and just ran wide receiver screens, and I got like 6,000 passing yards. That was back when the game first came out and tackling was just defense was not there. But you know, using that kind of stuff could definitely help. But at the end of the day, my biggest worry is the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so worried about the O-line because even let's say this. Because we kind of talked about it. So let's say Fuaga works out. Let's say, you know, Caesar's doing good. Eric McCoy's doing good. You know, you look at the who is the Lucas Patrick?
Lucas Patrick, the left guard.
He doesn't look like he might be too. Let's say they all work out, even if whoever's behind Penning is whatever. Behind those guys, there's nobody. You know, the depth is even if we had an average O-line, the depth just scares me. And we've been an injury-prone team on the O-line the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't remind me of that Dolphins game where we was literally hiring people from gas stations to come play for us.
We were at that game. It was brutal. He almost got an in-book jersey.
Yeah, dude, it would have been legendary. Would have hung it up.
He almost got an in-book jersey right before that game. He almost got it custom made. I talked him out of it.
No, that's extremely surprising. You're usually the one that talked me into doing something that's stupid.
Right?
It would have been funny. It would have been funny. Hey, it would have been better than a Trevor Simeon jersey, which we've seen.
We saw a Trevor Simeon jersey at the Dome last year.
Yeah, I mean, he had a legendary moment, man. Our quarterback went down, came in, and he beat Tom Brady in him.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see him on the team.
And nobody's ever gonna forget that legendary moment coming out of halftime. No. Trevor Simeon play action, throws it up to who? That never caught a football in his career. Oh my God! You remember the commentary guy?
Is it Alex Armall?
Oh my gosh, Kevin White out of all people. Kevin White out of all people. The commentary guy even said it. Kevin White out of all people comes down with it.
Yeah, I remember looking at that box score and seeing that Alex Armall and PJ Williams had a touchdown. They both had touchdowns. I was like,
dude, what game was
all right?
Dude, there was a game during that season, and they were showing the lineup, the offensive wide receiver lineup.
There's a Bucks fan in the chat.
No, I'm messing with him. He's actually a subscriber to the channel. You know, he's a Bucks fan, but he comes and supports the channel.
I respect it.
Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, football's
he's just trying to get underneath my skin.
I know. I'm just messing. I'm messing.
It is what it is. They needed him more. You know, the Falcons needed Simmons more than we did.
We visited their stadium earlier this year, technically, during that game, and we won. So, you know. But I'll say this. The fans were pretty cool. I don't think we met any, mean or trashy Bucks fans.
No, they're all good fans.
They're all retired. You know, they're all retired, enjoying their lives, bro.
I wish, I don't wish I was a Bucks fan, but I wish I could be like old and retired, like
In Florida,
drinking in Florida,
fishing.
fishing, trying to catch some tarpon.
Yeah, I know it's the craziest thing. So I went to a game. It wasn't the Giants
Yeah.
game. It was the Giants game though that we lost when Jameis Winston was like a backup or something. No, was he a backup or was he just starting? It was where they played us, and literally Saquon Barkley came back and beat us off of
Yep, we were at that game
little bit.
too.
Yeah, I was there. And the funniest thing it's not the funniest thing. It's like one of the coolest things to ever hear. I had two Giants fans next to me. They were kind of older, like in their 50s, 60s, and they were sitting next to me talking to me. And all game we were just talking about football. As the game was going on, they're like, "Yeah, I don't see us winning. We came here because we heard Drew Brees, was having his ceremony." Thing. So he wanted to hear it because he was a Drew Brees fan. He came down and bought a Drew Brees jersey too, even though he's a Giants fan, but he
That's
loves Drew
cool.
Brees as a player. So he came and watched the ceremony, did all that. And they won, but he didn't rub it in my face. And he literally looked at me and he said, "Look, I got to tell you something." He said, "I've been to many stadiums, like literally all these different stadiums to go watch football games, to watch my Giants." He said, "Dude, y'all are some of the most respectful people. Like, yeah, some people can pick on you here and there because it's football. But at the end of the day, even if y'all lost, like y'all literally just lost and y'all people are just smiling and happy and y'all not just cursing me out, get the hell out of my stadium."
Yeah.
Like it was none of that. He said, "Y'all really are respectful." And he said, "I appreciate you that." And he said, "I had fun here, literally. This is probably my
We had
favorite place that I visit." That's what he told me. I'm like, okay.
We had a different experience with a Giants fan.
Oh, you did?
There was a super drunk Giants fan that was getting in fights with people. The game is over and he's going down the escalator and he's like fighting people.
Yeah, just trying to like hit people on the escalator.
I don't remember. He was with somebody and they're just like, stop. And he's just
Really
like, going crazy. I'm like, oh,
that's
wow.
what them hurricanes will do to you, and then
hand
grenades.
Yeah, the
and
hand grenades.
They turn you into a different person.
But I gotta say, so I'm trying to think. Out of all the fans that I've met, Packers fans were really cool.
Oh,
we went to that
100%.
game against the Packers in Jacksonville. I think that might have been one of the first games we when it went to it. That was our first away game.
We went to a home game, yeah.
We went to that. We drove to Jacksonville. That was such a fun trip, man. Jacksonville was really boring. There was nothing open.
There was
no restaurant.
COVID was going on, and I mean, we had a 3:00 game, and we went to a place to watch the 12:00 football games in Jacksonville. Right? They had all the TVs on. Jacksonville was playing.
They didn't have it on,
and they didn't have it on the Jacksonville TV. Like they didn't have it on TV in Jacksonville. This shows you how their fans are in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but we ended up sitting in the away section because I bought tickets.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, it's an away game," and I was like, "No, it's a home game." So it's like, "Oh, we'll probably have more fans." No, they outranked us. It was an away game,
30-1,
and we were surrounded by Packers fans, and other than one who really wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, no.
He was just messing with us. But everybody was super chill. People next to us were really friendly. Alex threw his sunglasses at some guy.
It was an accident.
Alex,
I was eating a W and my glasses fell off my head. And a Packers fan.
And the guy he was probably, out of all the Packers fans you could have done that to, he was probably the worst one. That guy was pissed.
And they're even cooler in Green Bay. I had the chance to go to Green Bay, Wisconsin last year, and I went to the game where Blake Grupe had that missed field goal. It crushed me, but I'll tell you what, their fans are very nice, very respectful, and not loud at all. I'm telling you that atmosphere there, everybody's happy, but they do not bring the noise in Lambeau the way we bring it in New Orleans.
Yeah, I'll say the
Chiefs,
dude.
The Chiefs bring that noise.
Oh yeah, I want to see. Yeah, I want to see him because when you have unison. Any type of unison in a stadium, it's way louder because everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So the chant, it definitely sounds louder. I'd like to hear them versus us because they're an open stadium, and I've heard that they're louder than us. But I don't know. During those Drew Brees years, that stadium, I was at the game before the infamous 2018 NFC Championship game. I was at the game against the Eagles where. Who was the wide receiver that dropped?
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey dropped the pass right into Lattimore's hands. Dude, that stadium was loud. I just don't think you get louder than that. It's crazy. But out of all the fans we've met, we've been to multiple away games, Titans fans, all this stuff. Titans fans are all right. They're hit or miss. The worst fans I ever met were Falcons fans. They were all jerks, dude. There were a couple nice ones, but
it was on site. We went into their knockoff Mercedes-Benz Superdome and
their old butthole stadium.
They were talking so much trash, and like
they made fun of Taysom Hill when he got injured.
Taysom Hill got injured, and they were laughing. And then Trevor Simeon came in off the bench and torched him after going 0-5 in games.
I'm not gonna lie. I would make fun of Taysom Hill too, man. I mean, Taysom Hill is their dad. I mean, hell yeah, I'll be making fun of
him. Yeah, dude.
You know, they were scared of him.
There was this one guy, and I'll never forget him. My buddy, because we went with our buddy to the game, and he set up to go to the restroom, right? And the guy would not let him pass. He goes, "No, you're going to go the other way." I'm like, bro, you're watching this game by yourself. Like, there's not a single person beside you. Just let us go to the restroom, bro. Like, don't be weird. Don't be like a jerk about it. And that same guy, so this was like the beginning of the game. Like, Paulson Adebo had to pick that game, like the one-handed pick.
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
was a great pick.
We were like high-fiving. He's like, "Yo, calm down. Y'all calm down. Y'all calm down." I'm like, no. Like, what do you? No, your team's getting whooped by our team with Trevor Simeon at quarterback.
Oh yeah.
We paid to come to this game. We're gonna get loud.
They were visiting your city.
To be fair, they're not used to loud fans.
Yeah.
Falcons fans, they're not used to that stadium, dude. They're, "What do Falcons do?"
Rise.
We were like holding our ears.
Rise up.
That's so goofy, dude. But
by the way, I thought of something today too.
Yeah.
Justin Simmons went to the Falcons, okay? But there is somebody, if the Saints want to go get him for a low price, I think you can go get him because he got released today.
Oh, we talked
the
about
Giants
this a little bit.
Yeah. What about Jalen Mills? He's still a good safety. He's still got what he's done. He just didn't want to play with the Patriots anymore. He got tired of them. Went to the Giants, got paid, and then the Giants released him because he was injured. But supposedly he's going to be just fine and ready for the season. So why not go get him?
Yeah, it's not a bad. I've been trying to think of some safeties. Now that wouldn't be a bad one. And even then, like I've always been extremely impressed with Dennis Allen's safety, or secondary abilities.
Yeah.
Because last year, I mean, you got to think, we cut Chauncey, pissed.
Yeah,
we were pissed. We were fine without him. You know, it would have been better to have him.
Cut Bradley Roby too.
We cut Bradley Roby. We had put Alontae. Alontae wasn't bad, but he made guys like Ugo Amadi. Last year it was Isaac Yiadom. He made Isaac Yiadom look like one of the best corners in the NFL.
He went got paid by the Niners.
So it's one of those things like he can take a safety or a secondary player, anybody who's just pretty good, and make them that next step. Not elite in a sense, not all but good enough to make plays to really solidify the defense. So that'd be a good pickup. I'd be curious to see who. I saw the Eagles. Some Eagles fans. Eagles fans always want everybody. Anytime somebody's cut, Eagles fans are like, "Go get him!" I'm like, "Bro, what? You'll already have everybody."
A lot of times they do. Like,
you'll have everybody already.
Stacked roster.
Leave the rest for us.
I think Mills used to play for the Eagles, huh?
Yep, and that's why they were like, "Oh, it'd be good to pick him up." I'm like, I mean, sure, but let us have a guy for once.
It's my turn. You told me it was my turn.
Mom said it's my turn on the free agency.
So let me ask y'all this now. I know we're kind of hopping around doing all kind of different talking.
Hey man, I'm having a great time.
But we haven't even talked about one of the most important part, and that is our quarterback 2 battle between Hayner and the Rattlesnake. What you think about that?
And Nathan Peterman, yeah.
No,
dog, he's gone. He's already off the team.
He's on the Raiders.
He's back on the team. He's back on the Raiders.
He's on the Raiders.
Back on the team.
Jeez. Yeah.
I remember when we signed him, everybody's freaking out. Like he's not going to be on the team. I was like, he's not going to be on the team long. Like y'all don't freak. It's those Twitter people, the ex people that are just like blowing up. I'm like, dude, he's not going to be here.
The original Tim Boyle, if y'all know who that is.
Yeah,
he's terrible.
Was he on the Jets? What team was Boyle on?
Tim Boyle has just always been Aaron Rodgers' backup.
Oh,
I think he was on the Lions for a little bit too.
They better be happy I'm not no damn Saints reporter. If I was a Saints reporter and they would follow me, I would have trolled them when Peterman was here. Y'all not gonna believe it. Nathan Peterman just went 11 for 11 on the field, and they are talking about putting him
game
as a
changer
this year over Derek Carr.
And then
the game changer has been signed.
A couple of years ago, we had a quarterback get injured, and we signed Jake Luton. I'm like,
we also had
nobody else like
the boat
alive. Like,
Remember the boat? The Jaguars guy. That
Jake
Blake
Luton, right?
Bortles.
Oh, Blake Bortles, yeah.
Blake Bortles. The boat.
Blake Bortles. But
No,
I like this quarterback battle for once. Like it's heating up. I think both of them have potential. I think Jake Hayner is like he's a smart, good IQ. I think Rattler's just got that pure athleticism. I don't think any one of them's ready to be a starter at this moment in time. I know a lot of people are on the Rattler train. They're kind of already falling off of Derek Carr.
yeah.
I don't think you can put all the blame of last year's season on Derek Carr.
There was some blame that we put, but
Definitely.
it's not as bad as Twitter Twitter users have, made it out to be. Carr's not the devil, of the offense.
No.
He if we give him a no line and hopefully a new offensive scheme. So interesting. I can't remember exactly the numbers. So on the 49ers last year, I think they used like between 450 to 500 snaps of play action offense, which Derek Carr strives in. If you go look back at the best seasons he's had, they've been under play action, right? Well, the Saints helped him out by only having 70 plays in play action. 70 out of the 49ers, like half their snaps were play action. So, I mean, whether it works or not, you have play action does a lot of things. It will help with the O-line, hopefully, but
it also helps with the run game and the pass game. It just gives you kind of psychs the defense
It's
out.
quarterback friendly. It's a quarterback friendly offense, and I feel like I know the offensive line kind of looked bad. Okay, we already know that it looked terrible. But what I'm trying to tell people this too is that, and this is why I bring it up a lot. Ross Jackson said it's not the offense that you're looking at in training camp. This is just a plain offense that we run in just to see what people can do on the field without actually giving up our offense, basically. So what I'm trying to tell people is if you look at the 49ers offensive line, they look good. They look like one of the top units out there. But their top unit is Trent Williams, who is the left side. Other than that, who do we know that plays that offensive line? We don't know. But the reason why they look good is because the offensive scheme. They try to get the ball out
exactly
in 1 to 3 seconds. Boom. So as Trevor Penning can just block for 2 to 3 seconds, we'll be fine. But you notice most of the plays we ran, none was really quick besides some of the screen plays. Everything else was, hey, see if you can get open. It wasn't designed because if you watch all the plays that Shanahan runs, and Kubiak ran when he was with the Vikings and stuff, a lot of play action, a lot of motion plays. So when they doing all these motions and the different play actions, they have a guy that's supposed to be open every time. Whether this play broke down or this play broke down, they always had a to-go-to guy. That's why you barely see a lot of sacks against the 49ers in them. It's just because they have it ready and they get it out quick. But we didn't get to see that, and we're not going to see that until game 1. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to James Smith Jr., who that to you in the chat. He said, simply put, we are probably not going to have an exciting offense again, which I'm fine with. If we want to win games, we're going to have to slowly sustain drives and eat up time of possession. For sure. But let me ask you, James, if you don't mind going in the chat and replying back to me when I ask you this, James. You said simply put this, we're probably not going to have an assigned offense again. Tell me why you don't think we're going to have an assigned offense. Is it the O-line? That's the main issue? You're scared of the O-line? Or do you think it's just everything? We don't have enough pieces? Because to me, what we have, I think we're going to be just fine. The reason why I say that is because look at Kubiak offense. Look who he had when he was with the Vikings in 21. He had Justin Jefferson. That's a dog, okay? Chris Olave ain't Justin Jefferson yet, but Justin Jefferson had his best season yet with him. Dalvin Cook had his best season. Him and Alvin Kamara, same, thing.
Had a great season that year
Kamara,
too.
And Kamara is better than Dalvin Cook, to be honest with me. And then Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr, like I said, those two really ain't too far off if you really look at it. So I think he can have them all with a great thing. The thing is, can the O-line hold up? Yes, I feel like it could because, like I said, the offensive scheme is going to benefit them, but you're not seeing that in preseason, and that's why I feel like the offensive line looks like doo-doo. And
Kubiak's going to be he's going to be like the glue. If it holds, it's going to be fine, and our team's going to be fine. But if it doesn't, and it doesn't work out, it could be a problem. But going back to what we were talking about before that, James responded. So if you want to
Oh,
Go ahead and
okay.
read that out.
Yeah, I just pulled it up and I was gonna let you say, but yeah, the O line is probably not going to give Carr much to look for bomb plays. He will most likely have one or two reads to make a decision for sure. But look at the Shanahan offense. How many
Mhm.
bombs do you really see them take a year? In a game, they might take one or two bombs a game, if that. They mainly keep everything in front of them and they put the balls in the playmakers' hands. That
Yep.
was a lot of issues with Pete
It's
Carmichael the
those
last 2 years.
yards after the catch.
You didn't utilize your playmakers. You didn't know how to use Kamara for some damn reason. You had Kamara, you don't know how to utilize him, and you had a guy that we seen 2 years ago coming out of an undrafted free agent and Rashid Shaheed. You put him in the damn Bengals game. You basically handed it off to him off a damn sweep, and the dude just takes off for a touchdown. He's a playmaker with the ball in his hands. Last year, we didn't see none of that. We just said, hey, Rashid Shaheed, you got the speed, bro. Just go deep. You'll be open eventually, which worked for some time, most of the time, because the speed's good. But what I'm saying is the Kubiak / Shanahan offense is going to help out and be able to put the ball in the playmaker's hands, and it's just going to help open up everything. Like I said, I feel like you're not going to have to worry about him blocking for Carr for 5 or 6 seconds, unless the total play just got blown up by the defense because they read it. But like the defense said, our defense said it already in camp, and Derek Carr and all of them are saying it already. It's super, super hard right now to kind of predict what they doing, because they said a lot of the schemes look the same, but everything's just differently. Like all the formation look the same, but they got like 100 plays for that one formation that they said. Like they got so many different plays that they can run in the same formation. So we can line up in the same formation all game long, but you don't know what plays coming because there's so many different things they run in that thing. They can run a motion out of this way now. They can do this and that. And the defense said they are so glad that they got a guy like that and Clint Kubiak here, because they said now that only makes them better and prepares them
Yeah.
whenever they play a team like the
Iron
Niners, who
sharpens
always
iron.
doing that tricky plays, right? So that's what's gonna be fun. But like I said, it just kind of depends on how the O line goes. But like I said, until week 1, we won't see that Kubiak offense, so we won't be able to really judge the O line. Besides to say, hey man, you running a typical offense, bro. You better hold your damn ground for 5 to 6 seconds before we can see something. But at
Yeah,
the
it's
end of
got
the
to
day,
be
we're not gonna be
quick.
doing that. Yeah,
It's got to be quick plays. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's put the ball in the playmaker's hand, get those yards after the catch,
A lot
which
of
we have a
the-
lot of players that can do that.
A lot of the Niners offense, from what I saw, and I didn't see too many Niners games last year, but I was in on a few of them. They really attack the middle of the field real quickly. Like they'll get guys in motion, and they'll use tight ends, running backs, fullbacks to get the ball out quick.
And what works with that is you're not betting on a cornerback coming off of a wide receiver. You're just putting the ball, and it could be the 5 yards you're going to get, or it could be 10 yards.
Yeah.
You're betting on your guy, and we have those guys, Shaheed and Olave.
They're both
and
really
Taysom.
fast.
I mean,
They could get
AK.
some rack yards, and
our goal should be make third downs not 9 and third and 9.
10. Yeah.
It's got to be third and
15.
3. Yeah, even that's the problem. We keep the penalties down, the holding
Yeah.
penalties. I mean, again, I think you had said it. Don't hold. Just let him get sacked. Because he's probably going to get sacked anyways, even if you're holding. So I mean, Carr's got to learn how to get the ball out quick.
I think it was last year, it may have been the year before, but I counted like just about every time through the first 10 weeks that it was 2nd and 10, we ran the ball for less than 3 yards.
Yeah, Pete Carmichael, dude.
I remember that year. Was it last year or the year before?
Both.
Both.
It's
running.
We should not have brought Carmichael back last year. I don't know.
No,
he didn't want to.
Terrible.
He did not want to be on the team after Sean Payton left.
He was asked to interview for a head coach, and he said no.
He's like, no, dude, I'm not going to lie. I've been just riding on Drew Brees' coattails for my entire career.
Yeah. He was with Brees in San Diego.
Honestly,
came
dude,
to New Orleans.
Dude, everybody rode on Drew Brees' coattail. Go look at all the people. Like Sean hasn't been doing good. Mickey Loomis hasn't, been hitting bangers after bangers. Our defense has stayed good, but that's not. Drew Brees hasn't been a part. He doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
So, but get back to the quarterback 2 battle though. That's exciting, dude. We were super excited because obviously we saw the Carr stuff and whatever. And everybody's excited to see Rattler, but I was excited to see Hanger play as well. I don't know if you've ever seen the picture of him. He grew up wearing there's a picture they used for when he was signed on, it was him wearing a Reggie Bush jersey.
That's
so
cool.
when he was like a kid, like the dude grew up a Saints fan. You kind of want to root, you want to root for him. He has a great mentality. Anytime you see him in the interviews, so I want to see him do good, but I also want to see Rattler do good as well, and Rattler did a good job.
He did.
Both of them did. I was impressed.
Rattler
with both.
really extended plays, and I was impressed with that.
Yeah,
I really was.
Rattler's so
The
Hainer
future,
has.
baby.
He's not Drew Brees, right? But he has a good idea of like the pocket. He was stepping up, kind of getting, but he wasn't trying to run off because that's not really his thing. Rattler, when the pocket started to break, dude moved off. He made the plays he needed to make. They both have different play styles that both work with the way our O-line kind of wasn't playing too well.
Yeah.
Hainer moves forward, gets the ball off to his, receiver, or his check down. But then that one play to A.T. Perry, dude, he stepped up, chunked it downfield, and I thought it was a great pass, just for a guy who really didn't do too much in the preseason last year. I was impressed with him, but oh no, a Falcons fan in the chat.
So it's okay. They all welcome. I got Falcons fans that are subscribers too. Like I said, I got literally a little bit of everybody that subscribes.
I know.
So like I said, everybody's welcome in here. Alone, they're not saying curse words and trying to start drama. We're good. They can come in here and say, "Let's go Falcons." They can say the Saints gonna have a bad season all they want. We're a rivalry team, but you're saying some curse words and all that, and trying to say, "Oh, you come meet me at my house. I'll kill you." When you get to that point, that's when you don't belong in the chat anymore.
Do
you
it.
don't need to be here.
Come find me.
But
I'm ready.
But basically, to talk about the QB spot, dude, I really do feel like with the arm talent that Spencer Rattler has, and the ability to escape the pocket, is gonna set him apart between Jake Haener and him being the future quarterback. And the reason why I'm saying that, the dude with his arm talent, the throws that he makes off his back foot, and all kind of stuff that he can do with his talent, with his arm talent, it reminds me of a mini Patrick Mahomes. He's just smaller than Mahomes.
He's a Walmart brand.
Yeah, it's just the way he throws it.
Timu Mahomes.
But the only difference between him and Mahomes is he can actually escape the pocket better than Mahomes would. Mahomes would probably
I've never met his brother either.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has an annoying brother.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we're gonna be fine with Rattler. I think he's gonna be the next quarterback, to be honest.
I think the worst thing you could do for Rattler right now is throw him in at quarterback one right now. Just say, hey, go try it. Even Mahomes sat for a year. Not obviously, it's like I'm not trying to compare him to Mahomes because that's Mahomes, right? But I think the worst thing you can do for Rattler is just try to make him that quarterback one right now. Let him sit. Let him learn the Kubiak offense. Let him kind of figure it out. Carr's getting older. He's not going to last forever. If he ends up playing well, that's fine. I mean, you see guys like Jordan Love who sat for 2 or 3 years, and then now he's out there making plays. It's not bad to have to sit, especially for the later rounds who are kind of like have more of that raw talent, because that's what he has. What was the comp for Jake Haener? Was it it was you told me it was he's a Raider now.
Aiden O'Connell?
No.
Gardner Minshew.
I could not think of his name. Yeah, I could see Haener kind of being that Minshew. He's good. He's got the fundamentals, but his ceiling is not that high. He's probably a career backup. Whereas Rattler, he has the potential. He has the talent. He has the arm. He's got everything he needs to be a good starter one day, and he could. But like I said, let's not throw him in there. Let's not do something that's going to mess up his his mentality. Because the best thing you could do is what we've done so far.
Let him develop.
Yeah. And what I like about Rattler the best, the reason why I feel like he's my future quarterback with the Saints, is because of one good reason. When he's in the pocket, he feels the pressure coming. He knows how to escape, but it's not just escape, let me run off and try to get positive yards. No, he runs to the left or the right side of the, side of the field, wherever way he needs to escape, and he tries to extend the play to get somebody open. Now, if nobody's open and he's getting chased, then he'll run in and get you some positive yards, take a hit for you and all of that. And that's what I like about him. He's not just say, okay, first one's there. Okay, second one's not there either. Let me just hurry up and throw it. or let me just hurry up and run and get some yards for you. No, he's gonna try to extend the play, and that's what Mahomes really good at. He can get out the pocket, and when he's outside the pocket and he's extending the play, he's got the arm talent to destroy right in there and target. And that's the same thing with Rattler. He can put it right in there for you.
Yeah, and the O line, he definitely fits because I remember his biggest problem at South Carolina was his O line was terrible. It was one of the main reasons he fell so far as he did in the draft. So he's not what's the word? He's not unfamiliar with a bad O line. So maybe
he thinks on his feet. He's got good instincts.
He makes a bad. He definitely helps. If the O line starts breaking up, if your battle line isn't perfect, being able to be that improviser helps.
Yeah. Hopefully we got
all the fan.
Hopefully we got a decent coach who can help develop them. And
and it's such an unknown, and that's the same thing. Speaking of the Atlanta Falcons, they have a brand new head coach, brand new offensive coordinator, brand new defensive coordinator, brand new quarterback, brand new, safety. I mean, they have all these different pieces that they're adding onto their team. There's no guarantee it's going to work. We know that Patrick Mahomes is going to go out there and ball out on Sundays.
Yeah.
It's a given. We've seen it for a long time. We know Andy Reid is going to coach a really good team. We know, there's certain things that we've seen, and obviously it's going to work out, but we have no idea how the Falcons are going to be with their new coaching staff.
Yeah.
We don't know how Clint Kubiak's offense is going to be. There's a chance that this new play action makes our O-line, like I said, could add a little bit of that glue, hold it together a little better in time for Derek Carr to make those fast, quick throws so we can get those yards after the catch. So there's a chance it also doesn't work and we burn the whole thing to the ground. But, it's such an unknown. It's exciting to think about because it's, you said 12-5. I think our ceiling was 11-6.
Yeah.
We got an LSU fan in there too. All right. I just took my LSU shirt off for the Talkin Saints logo. Which y'all, if y'all haven't already, check our channel out.
It can't be worse. It can't be worse than what's his name? It can't be worse than Pete Carmichael's offense. That's all I can say.
I mean, that's exactly the point. It's exactly the point that I'm seeing. Last year we were 9-8, which we had a little better O lineman. Still, we were 9-8 with Pete Carmichael. I mean, you can't get any worse than Pete Carmichael. Pete Carmichael, go look at any time he's been an offensive coach, dude. He followed Drew Brees for an entire
life. All of our offensive coaches got fired. I think Doug Marone's like coaching for like a middle school or something. It's like ridiculous. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of funny, honestly.
I wanted to get as far away as the Sean Payton stuff as possible. Let's figure out the cap, right? I understand. Let's have a hybrid if we have to. A hybrid, way we do things. But let's get away from Sean Payton stuff. Let's actually get good wide receivers. The days of watching Kevin White,
Traquan Smith, or Marcus Callaway. Well, I guess Callaway always finds a way back to the team. So
he did, and then he got released again.
Yeah, he did.
It's the meme of the guy walking through the door, the Simpsons character, putting on his cap and turning it around and walking back out. But I'm excited for the team this year. I mean, I'm just excited. I love the Saints, man. I started really watching around 2016, end of 2016. I couldn't really tell you many players, but I was like, oh, I might start watching again. Then 2017 happened, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is getting pretty good. And then obviously 2018, I was already good enough a fan to where after that one game, the game, I went out into my truck, and I remember I was at my girlfriend's house, who's now my wife. We went to her family's house. Yeah, thank you. I know, lucky me. I looked out, and we were watching the game, and we're all like, oh, we're gonna go win. We're gonna go to the Super Bowl. And all of a sudden, that play happened, and I'm like, okay, where's the flag? I'm like, I just remember after the game was over. I literally said, bye everyone. And I just walked out the door. I don't even know if I said bye. I was like, I'm out. I'm just gone. Went and just sat in my truck and was just like, this is the worst day of my life. my wife, Allison, came in and was like, you okay? I'm like, this is going to scar me for years to come.
Hey, so let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna ask y'all like maybe one or two more quick questions.
Yeah,
And I was
man.
gonna say, and I was gonna see if y'all had a few minutes after those questions. I was gonna open the links up, let some people come talk real quick, ask y'all some
Yeah, man,
questions,
that'd be
maybe if they
awesome.
have any questions. You get to know some people. But
Sure.
it's not really two questions, really one question.
Let's hear it.
The last question would be, besides O line that we know needs help, what are other positions that you really hope the Saints can maybe push for? Before basically game number one.
I think your thing is definitely safety.
I think safety. So I think Jordan Howden's got a lot of potential.
I think I'm definitely higher up on him than you are, but still,
But
I agree with you.
It's a small sample size. Not a big firm believer in Jonathan Abram, and with the safety market that had just crashed, to be honest, I was really hoping that we could sign Justin Simmons, but
Any of those guys.
I think I wouldn't say that Jordan Howden and Jonathan Abram are really a weakness. I just am so confident in our cornerbacks and so confident in Tyran that's. And I'm not saying it's a big weakness, but that's the only thing that I could see that's not quite perfect on the defensive secondary.
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy to get another safety, but we'll get. I guess we're gonna give Howden a shot. I guess he's deserved it.
Yeah, and there's still options out there.
Yeah.
Especially when the 53 man roster cuts come. There could be a guy. I mean, you remember we were cutting guys like Bradley Roby, and there could easily be a guy that comes up and Dennis Allen's licking his lips for him. Oh man, I'm gonna give him a call him. For me, so I'm a little worried about how unhealthy our running back room is. But I would say overall, maybe tight end. It's really an unproven tight end room. Juwan Johnson was supposed to be the guy. He hasn't really stepped up.
He's been a little injured too.
Foster Moreau, we signed him on. He didn't really do much last year. He had that one drop, which is that was a bad drop. But I'm not, that whole game, the whole game wasn't on him. It could have been ended right there, tied up right there. But that's besides the point. And then after that, we have undrafted free agents. Does it work? Does it not work? Do we want to bring in our guy, Jimmy Graham, maybe to be that red zone threat again? I don't know. So I would say maybe running back depth. Like I said, AK's AK. I'm not worried about him. Jamal Williams. Alex believes that he needs glasses. He's blind. He doesn't know how to.
Hey man, I didn't. I don't want to trash the man too hard.
And then Kendra looks so good when he's healthy, but he cannot stay healthy.
Can't trust him.
I would say the depth behind tight end and the health of the running backs. I think if our running backs are healthy, they're really good. Especially, we don't know how they're going to be in this new offense.
We do have some, after wide receiver 3, we do have some younger, unproven guys over there too.
I'm excited for the depth.
I like A.T. Perry.
I think Bub Means and Cedric Wilson Jr. are better than any wide receiver we had back in 2021. Michael Thomas died that year, and then it was the year before where he was like kind of injured, and then that was the season where we got the news like before the season started. Oh yeah, by the way, he ain't coming back. He's injured. He tried to wait it out.
I remember my dad drafted him at like the 3rd pick of the draft in fantasy that year.
Yeah, I agree with real quick. I agree with Derek on that. I'm glad to see. He said the positive of not signing Simmons is getting to see someone like Howden develop. Howden seems like he has what it takes to be a really quality starter.
And you still got Jonathan Abram. Don't forget. He's the safety too back there that can help out.
I'm not really like forged by fire kind of guy, because we did that with Penning last year, and we probably could have won a couple more games if we didn't. And we probably would have won. Derek Carr may not have died in that Packers game.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's. I'm excited either way, man. I can't wait for Sunday. Just watching that. Me and Alex are going to the first preseason game. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to make it, but we're gonna be able to make it there. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna run our new show format while we're up there. We're gonna test some stuff out, see how it works. So, but we got this pretty camera which like focuses. Look at that.
Oh,
beautiful! Wow, quality. So that's a camera that has a gimbal on it, so we can actually carry it around and it stays. I can give the camera to anybody. So. Well, not anybody. It's New Orleans. You never know.
I'm gonna play that TikTok song for you. Oh, fancy pants, Smith over here. However the song goes.
Yeah.
Play
Yeah,
that
well,
for
I
you
mean,
with your fancy camera.
yeah, I know. I'm excited. I was like, dude, if we're gonna do this, I want it to be stabilized. Microphones come, everything comes with it. It's made by a company that I bought my drone from. I have a drone which I don't use ever. Alex doesn't believe it exists.
Nah, that and his GoPro. He apparently has a GoPro.
Dude, the GoPro is.
I've never seen it been used ever.
Hold on now.
Look,
Hey, if
I
you got
could
a
just be
drone,
some sort of fake camera. For all I know, I've never seen it turn on. It probably doesn't work.
tell him to send me the drone, please.
It exists. We still ever use
It doesn't work.
Tell him I said that. Tell him to send me the drone.
He said that Hoodie Jew wants the drone.
The drone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. So I thought about doing a drone shot over the Superdome, but I don't know. I'm afraid I'd hit one of those buildings and I'd get arrested or something. It's actually a pretty nice
just
drone.
Put Hoodie's name on it and then
there we go. Yeah. And I'll be like property of Hoodie Jube, and then you'll go through all the legal battles.
Yeah. But I guess just to kind of answer y'all stuff, like who would I go besides O-line?
Yeah.
Who would I go after? Me, I would go after a guy in the wide receiver. I would go after a guy like Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I wouldn't mind going after a guy like Juju because asking him to be the third or fourth receiver ain't bad at all. There's some other receivers out there that we could possibly go, but your physical guy, I feel like A.T. Perry's going to be your physical guy now. He's going to be that.
Yeah.
Throw it up to him. He's going to get it for you. He's been showing it since last year and in preseason. You drew it to him 50-50. He did his shit again. So I'm super pumped up about everything. But I don't know, man. It's just like I feel like wide receivers one spot to really care about. I don't think running back is gonna be as scary like people think. I don't think Williams is gonna be bad like people are trying to think. I think the offensive scheme is gonna help out him and his running game. Kamara's gonna be fine, ready to go for week one. The question is after them two, will Kendra be ready? I don't know. I hope Kendra's ready because I do like Kendra Miller last year, so hopefully he gets some time or whatever.
He made against the Falcons last year. He was insane. Like we saw why we drafted him in that Falcons game.
Yeah.
There was that one play where he gets scored. I don't know if he was short of it, but I think he scored a touchdown. It may have been just short, but he was like, oh yeah, this he's pushing forward. Like, oh, it's about to be over. And then he somehow breaks through again, dives forward.
It was electric.
I was like, okay, yeah, this is what we drafted him for. This is what we want. This is what we've been waiting for.
I don't want a tight end, by the way. I don't want another tight end because I got my tight end of the future. He's in the building.
Was that Dallin Holker?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's our guy too. Dog. I'm excited. I'm excited for Holker.
Colorado State, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
From.
I wouldn't.
He looks like he's got some talent, some potential.
I wouldn't be against getting Jimmy Graham back though.
The tight end coach literally said it that Holker is most likely will be on the squad. Like he will be making it because that's what
I think he'll be
saying. He loves Holker. He loves him some Holker. So if the tight end coach is loving Holker, that tells you something right there how good he is. If the tight end coach is telling you that.
I agree.
But I did open the link, to the chat, so I'm gonna bring on somebody. By the way, just be prepared for the hurricane to come through.
I'm ready.
Back in the WWE, remember WWE? Stand back. There's a hurricane coming.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
So, by the way, this is Hurricane Mike. I met him when he was younger. I started about 3 years ago. I think he's 15 now. So I met him when he was 12. So we've been watching him grow up. The dude's got a deeper voice than me now, and it's not fair. I don't know how his voice is deeper than me already. But
hey, it happens.
But let's bring him on. What's up, Hurricane Mike?
What's up?
Hey, keep it clean. I know you're 15 now, but keep it clean, man.
Hey,
the Talkin Saints.
How you doing,
the Talkin Saints wants to keep it clean on their show. Okay.
Oh, trust me. Look, all right. So I was coming home from work. Yes, I got a job. Okay, so yes, I got a job now. I was going home from work, right? So look, my mom's phone and my phone are connected on the same thing, right? And obviously, I'm subscribed to people like the Talkin Saints podcast, the Hoodie Jube, right? So it's gonna show on my mom's phone because I was trying to play some music on my mom's phone, right? But I scroll through notifications just to see if anything happens. And then the god dang Falcons just had to ruin my bro. You know what? Hold on. I wouldn't be like this if we knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know why I have a problem with this? Every single time the Saints want to get somebody, the Falcons are always the first team that tries to get them right after we do. So, like every single time, they want to beat us so bad. They're just so mad because they could have 2 Super Bowl rings right now, but they don't. So they're trying to be like, man, the Saints, man, they have a Super Bowl win, so we gotta try to be like them, man. So we gotta take every single dang player that they go after.
They
And
copied
I
our
am
stadium name too.
They copied our whole
yeah,
flow.
man.
Copied everything,
They,
man.
they try to go after Deshaun Watson. I'm pretty sure they were in the Jadeveon Clowney sweepstakes. They were in the freaking Kareem Hunt sweepstakes at the very end. They took Caden Ellis and freaking David Onyemata. Bro,
Yeah,
like, what else?
That stunk. I didn't care about Onyemata.
Like, what else
Joe
do you
Horn
need?
was my original.
They freaking took Ryan
yeah.
Nielsen. I know Ryan Nielsen's not there anymore, but they had him at one point. Bro, Atlanta, just keep your dirty, filthy, stupid, disgusting hands to yourself. Man, come on. Like, bro, I know y'all are upset that we got Tyrann Mathieu because, hometown kid, and then he'd be balling on yourselves. But hey, y'all got Jesse Bates. Y'all don't need 2 elite safeties. It's our turn, man. Look, man,
I
look.
think Justin Simmons just wanted a free dinner. If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, he just wanted to come and eat dinner.
It's like
with the
they got
Saints.
some good food over there in New Orleans. I'll go
You
eat
know
with
what?
those guys.
I gotta say something real quick. Ain't nobody goes to Atlanta for football. And I've been to Atlanta before. I just went to Atlanta 2 months ago. They go to Atlanta for opportunities and for movies and stuff. They don't go to Atlanta for no football. Georgia just got to being a thing. The Falcons never been nothing. And Atlanta, Falcons, I swear I am so you don't even know. First y'all get Matthew Judon last night, and now y'all freaking do this. How much good players do you need? And plus, even with all these good players, they're still not going to be good. Just face it. You're the Falcons. You're cursed. You're just like the Dallas Cowboys. You're never going to win a Super Bowl. Just face it. Just wake up in the mirror and just say it loud and proud. We're the Atlanta Falcons, and we're never going to win nothing because we suck. Because there's literally a holiday just to make fun of you.
Dude, Mike
There's a holiday to make fun of you. Come on, man.
You need to bring that energy to New Orleans, bro. You need to be on the street with the air horn.
I hope you're at some games this year.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if y'all look, tickets are expensive, so if you give me a free ticket, I'll go.
We'll have to see. We only got 2 season tickets, unfortunately, but we'll see.
Man, just Falcon fans, just face it. Kirk Cousins, bro. You know what? They're trying to do the same thing we did. We brought in the defensive coach, so did they. We brought in an older quarterback on a 4-year deal for a bunch of money, so did they. We drafted a young running back a few years ago, so did they. We got a good safety, so did they. We got a good pass rusher, so did they. Bro, keep your hands to yourself.
They took Terry Fontenot from us.
Yeah, Terry
Fontenot. And the rest was history.
They copied my whole flow.
Copied my whole flow.
Bar. I'm not worried.
I have never heard of nobody ever say the Falcons are a top 10 football team. Nobody has ever said that. Man, they try to be so bad. I swear, if I ever see the Atlanta Falcons win Super Bowl, then the earth must be ending.
Yeah.
Bro, the Falcons. Yeah, the Falcons in Super Bowl. Maybe on Madden or something, maybe in your dreams, but nah, man. I know Madden deriding everybody, but come on, man.
I'm sure if they tried playing in Madden, their game would crash before the game would win. They'd somehow blow the lead.
Probably. So yeah, man. Falcons, y'all suck. Y'all always will suck. I hope y'all know that. Freaking Falcons. Look, I have a YouTube channel, and there's a Falcon fan that last night I was like, wait till we get Justin Simmons, and then he was like, we got Simmons, and I was like. And then he was like, we got Simmons, right? And I'm like, yeah, no, you're the Falcons. Look, if y'all know who Jonah Barnes is, if y'all know who Jonah Barnes is, he has this dude named Sean, he's a Rams fan, and he keeps bringing up the 2-1. Why did that to him? I'm like, 1, nothing. Man, you also got to get that 1 ring. You also got to get 1 ring. And the thing is, you could have had it, but the stupid OC, Kyle Shanahan, your head coach Dan Quinn, they were up 25 points. How does that even happen? How do you even give the Patriots so much time to come back down 25 points? I can't even do that on Madden on rookie mode. And yet you freaking come back down 25 points. Like, bro, that is ridiculous. Like, you let somebody who's retired, Dante Hightower, strip sack Matt Ryan, who's the all-time great quarterback, right? Sure, ain't nobody scared of no Matt Ryan. Ain't nobody scared of Kirk Cousins. He has one playoff win, and I know that's more than Derek Carr, but he still has one, even though that was against the Saints. But that was in the past, okay? Leave me alone.
Mike knows ball. Mike knows
Yeah.
ball.
Oh yeah, and he'll go off for hours. So Mike, to Hurricane Mike, you got any questions for Talking Saints?
Anyway, yeah, I got a question. How do y'all feel about Derek Carr?
Oh, dude, we're
not his biggest fans, but we don't think that he's exactly holding us back at this moment in time. We have a lot of things, not a lot of things, but we got a few things wrong on our team, like right tackle, left guard, kind of head coach sort of thing that haven't been great for Derek Carr.
Yeah, we hold him accountable, but we're not a part of like the hate fan club.
We're pumping the brakes on the start Rattler, situation going on.
I think we got exactly what we paid for when it was Carr, and hopefully without Pete Carmichael there, we can see a little bit better.
He's a middle of the pack quarterback. That's okay.
He's not going to be the driving factor of you winning the game. You have to give him what he needs, and hopefully he can be a good.
I mean, we're not winning the Super Bowl this year. We're not winning the Super Bowl next year with him. We got a lot of pieces we gotta fill in before we point fingers at Derek Carr 100%.
Because I was watching the film like yesterday. I was watching the game film for all three quarterbacks. Like, yeah, Derek Carr went 2 for 6 for 12 yards, but how did you go 2 for 6? And I'm not gonna lie, the only bad pass like he did Saturday night was that one to Olave where he could have had a touchdown. Like that first pass, if you didn't see, Trevor Penning got ran the heck over.
We saw.
That's Lee Fuaga.
He's like a revolving door. He just lets everybody through.
Yeah.
Like Talise Fuaga, there was a play where he could have like not really hold the defensive lineman because that would have been a flag, but he could have moved him to the other side so it didn't get batted down. And then it would probably went to Taysom. He did have a good throw to Olave, and every single throw there was some unlucky happen that was incomplete. Like Olave had a pass where he could have caught, but he bobbled it. So Derek Carr. I was going hard on them on Saturday, pause. But yeah, so yeah, I was on his neck Saturday, but I'm like, now looking back at the film, I mean, he didn't really have that bad of a day. It was just if you look at the box score, it was kind of last season where if you look at the box score, it looks like a top 15, top 10 quarterback when we knew he wasn't last year. But also on Saturday night, if you look at the box score, I mean, yeah, he's 2 for 6 for 12 yards, but freaking the offensive line, I'm not trying to make excuses for the man.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if he completed that one pass deep to Olave,
it would have been a different game.
I think every Saints fan in the world feels differently.
It probably would have been a touchdown if Penning would have literally Penning let the dude walk right past him. All he has to do is hold him for literally just 1 second, and the play would develop. It's just nothing was connecting, nothing was developing. But we're biting our tongues
too heavy into it because we're waiting to see this new scheme. Hopefully, we can scheme.
Trust me, I was leading the pack. I was leading the Derek Carr fan pack.
Yeah, Hoodie, we need to have an episode after that first game, and then after the first actual game, and then we'll see how we feel.
Hey, that sounds fine to me, and I think
I might go to the Saints Raiders game though.
Who?
I might go to the Saints Raiders game.
Oh, cool. That one on the Broncos would be good. The Broncos would be a fun one too.
Oh, we're definitely going to the Broncos game, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that.
Well,
game.
Like I said, I'm entering a raffle ticket. So for free tickets, like I said, tickets are expensive. I've been to 3 Saints games though, and Hoodie, tell them about that Bengals game. After that Saints Bengals game, everybody knew my name.
Oh yeah, there's an episode. I don't know if Big Q has it on his thing.
Oh no, he does.
To watch, but yeah, just go look at the Bengals versus Saints recap on Big Q show. It's called the Sports Coma. It's called the Sports Coma. Dog, when I tell you, Hurricane Mike went off, the dude, the host was literally sitting like this the whole time, he was shocked. And everybody in the chat saying, "Calm down, Mike. Breathe, breathe." Oh yeah, he was going off when I tell you. If we
I
can
feel like
find
Mike
it,
would be fun to go to a
if
game
I can
with.
find it, I'll send it to
Gotta
y'all.
love it.
Trust me. If I find the part, I'll tell you.
Sounds
what
good.
part
Yeah,
it goes.
send it to me in our chat.
Yeah, Mike, we love your
And fun
energy,
fact,
man.
Yeah.
but yeah, he clipped the moment and made it his own separate video. So like, you don't even have to find the part. You just gotta go to a video that has a thumbnail of a random kid screaming and and Big Q's eyes wide open. And yeah, that's me. Trust me, you'll see me.
Sounds good, man. Sounds
Hey,
good.
Mike, anything else you want to ask before we take you off? And because we got some more people back here waiting to get on.
Falcons, y'all suck. Y'all always will suck, and you were never anything. I hope you remember that. Derek Carr approved these haters wrong, and Falcons, y'all suck. Mic drop. Goodbye.
All right.
There goes Hurricane Mike.
Hurricane Mike,
What a
man.
legend.
Right?
Like Hurricane Mike.
So next
Yeah,
up,
he
we
definitely
got,
was a hurricane, man.
So next up, we got JL Smith. What's up, Jay?
What's up?
How's it
You
going,
guys
man?
know I am the one in the YouTube, James Leon Smith Jr. It was 615 random goat, and I changed it because I needed my email to be more professional.
I understand.
You good? What's up, man? How you doing?
Anyway, what's going on, guys? So I don't. So one, because I see probably some people wondering why we didn't sign Justin Simmons. Personally, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm okay with that. Not because I didn't want Justin Simmons. I think our defense is okay without Justin Simmons. It would have been nice to have him, but defense was not our problem last year. I mean, you can say stuff about probably the big leads that were given up, but a lot of that wasn't on the defense per se. Plus, and I got to give credit to the defense for this, even when they were scored on, you have to admit, offenses typically had to work to get into the end zone. It wasn't easy for them. It wasn't easy. They had to take like 7-10-minute drives in order to score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
So the longer you take to score, ideally, the more chance there is for a mistake. Hopefully, our offense picks back up. I'm not on the everybody hate Derek Carr train. I don't.
Cool. We all got good people in here then.
There's never a time where I actually hate a Saints quarterback. Because I feel like as a fan, it's my job to root them to do well.
Yeah,
I
respect that. They chose to come to New Orleans. They wanted to be a part of the experience, man. I respect that. That's how kind of we are.
We may get upset in the moment, but come Sunday, we're rooting for the Saints no matter what. No matter who's at quarterback, we're there cheering them on.
I think the only Saints player that I ever I would never ever speak to that dude again. Probably Eli Apple, saying that our food is bad in New Orleans. Like, bro, what are you? What are you talking about?
The only Saints player that I despise and he was ever on the team is Darren Sharper, but that's for reasons off.
Yeah, well, I think he maybe earned that one.
Man.
Yeah, but I heard Hurricane Mike talking a lot of mess about the Falcons. And trust me, I am all about the Falcon slander, okay?
Yeah.
And he was talking about their 28-3. Speaking of which, I got a hat to show you guys. I had this made a while ago. So look, I don't know if you guys can see it. I had that made a while ago.
Oh yeah.
But so on their Super Bowl loss, one of the main reasons I remember that Super Bowl so well is not because of the fact that the Falcons took the 28-3 lead, although that was exceptional. It was the situation that I was in, because at the time I was in so I had enlisted in the Army National Guard right out of high school. So I had finished basic training. I was in AIT. And so the Super Bowl Sunday comes, and our platoon sergeants, because they didn't have drill sergeants in AIT when I was there. Now drill sergeants are back in AIT. But the platoon sergeants basically like, look, privates, we know none of y'all are going to go to sleep on time because of the Super Bowl. So guess what? We're going to allow y'all to stay up and watch the Super Bowl.
Awesome.
But shut the fuck up. Like, don't make any noise or we're going to have problems. So,
hey, that's awesome, man.
So, let's just say that we ended up getting in a lot of trouble that night because after the Falcons did what Falcons do and choked the lead, the freaking Bears.
Dude, I don't know how you can be quiet.
There was this live stream YouTube video or something like that.
So
it was so funny. It's a Falcons watch party. We'll have to find the link.
They're all like celebrating and cheering. They're like, we're going to win a Super Bowl.
And then there's like one guy in the room where they scored like one touchdown. It was like 28-10 or something like that. He's like, that's it.
That's ball game.
He's a Falcons fan. He's just like, I'm gonna go home and kill myself.
He's like,
Well, that's all, folks.
Then over the PA, we just hear, privates come downstairs. Like, God dang it. Got smoked for almost an hour before they let us go to sleep. Then the next morning, the platoon sergeant that was in charge happened to be a Falcons fan, and she was not in the mood.
That's great.
I wouldn't show up.
Oh, dude. Oh my. I would have COVID before COVID didn't do a thing. Yeah. I got COVID. Like, what is that? You'll know one day. 4 years. Wait.
And it was funny because, we're all in formation before, formation starts and people are talking about the Super Bowl. And she's just like, shut up. I don't want to hear anything about the Super Bowl. Everybody stand at attention before it's time to go to breakfast. Jesus.
And he's just like, who that?
That's funny.
Oh, God. That was
That's awesome, man. Great
that
story.
day was awesome. The night, not so much. But you know what? When you watch the Falcons choke, you tend to let the pain go away.
Yeah, dude, I was actually at like a church watch party, and all my buddies were like, "Oh yeah, dude, the Falcons are finally going away." I was like, "Mm." The whole time I knew they were going to. Even when it was 28-3, I was like, "Oh wait." And then it was just the.
You should have gone to a casino.
What's the song? It's that. Dun, 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 dun. I can feel it like building up. No, it's the Temple of the Mountain King or something. Yeah, something like that. Some of the Mountain King. You just hear it like slowly start going. All of a sudden, everything starts falling into place, and then all of a sudden, they run in. Everyone's like, "Dude, no way! I could not see this coming." And it's like, it's the Falcons, dude.
So at one point, when I forget who caught that pick six off of Brady, but when they got that pick six, I actually thought, I was like, okay, this is the Falcons' year. God damn it, we're about to be tied in rings. And then I think the Patriots got another touchdown after that. And then when they were going down to either tie the game or come within one possession, Brady throws that pass, and Julian Edelman makes that catch. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
Patriots about
The
to come
helmet,
back.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Dude. Love it. Everybody talks about the Tom Brady and stuff. We had his number for a lot of the times we played him, so, but he at one point loved him because he beat the Falcons for us. And I think did he beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl? What Super Bowl did the Panthers
Yeah,
lose?
he did. That was 2003 or 2004.
Very early, yeah. That
It was like one of his early
Jake
years.
Delhomme or something like that.
Technically, he was a part of that team where the Panthers where they beat the Panthers. So he's kept two of our division rivals out of the ring. Unfortunately, he went to one and gave them a ring, and that sucks. But
and beat us on the way there. Like, Jesus Christ.
Look,
He
guys,
used the rings to destroy the rings.
if we had to choose between the Buccaneers having a Super Bowl ring and the Falcons, I think it's a pretty clear. Never the Falcons, dude. It could be a million years from now, and the Falcons fans are
Where's
just
that Bucks fan in
miserable
the chat right now?
I would rather the Saints win, but we've had,
We will see our moment in the sun again one day. It should have been in 2018. Fuck Robbie Coleman.
Yeah, dude. I don't even blame him. I blame
Jovanovic, Bill
It's
Jovanovic.
the refs. Like, here's the thing. I will never, as a person, right? And I've played sports. I've refereed sports. I've coached.
Sure.
I've played a lot of sports. I've refereed soccer and basketball and high school football. I've coached soccer. One thing I will never get mad at is a player playing the game. Okay, when it comes to enforcing the rules, that is not on the players. That is on the referee.
Another terrible play that we don't like to speak about was the Minneapolis Miracle. Terrible. But I'd rather have that than the no call, because the no call that would have, that was just, the Minneapolis Miracle. That was a player making a play. Nothing you can do. Our players messed up. But no call. If they would have called that flag, it was game over. I mean, Drew Brees had another chance. Game over.
Here's the thing. Beastquake hurt my feelings. Okay, the catch hurt my feelings. Okay, Minneapolis Miracle hurt my feelings. But like you said, those were players making plays. You can't get mad at a player being in the game and making
Those
the play.
losses
But a referee
ruined me.
refusing to throw a flag for an obvious pass interference that would have changed the entire trajectory. But there was like a minute left in the game, something of that nature. Like, no,
It was a minute 47.
That is not okay.
Yeah, it was a minute 47. I'm about 99% sure.
Bro, come on, dog.
Miserable. I told you, dude. That was my I love the Saints I love the Saints. However, they don't love me.
I know.
I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't take any of those days back. I mean, that was Drew Brees just being at that part of his career. We got to see AK and Michael Thomas, dude. Gosh, dude, that was just what a wonderful time to be a Saints fan. The playoff losses. If we were going to the playoffs at least, you know.
Yeah, I was talking to a classmate of mine who is a Titans fan. He's actually from Chicago, Illinois. It's funny enough, but and I was telling him like, because he had never heard of like Marcus Colston before, and I was just like,
a lot of people haven't.
I know, like they call him the quiet storm for a reason. And I told him the only time Colston actually ever upset me as a Saints fan, and it was in the 2013 playoffs. I still have not forgotten.
Is that the one where he threw it backwards instead of
going
out of
God,
bounds?
yeah, it was a forward lateral.
Yeah,
he just had to step out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like there were so many things wrong with that. I remember that play because I'm watching
step out of bounds.
Apparently, it came out the Sean Payton. The play that was scripted was for it to be a lateral. But I'm looking at it. I'm like, there's 10 seconds on the clock. You're right by the sideline at the 20-yard line. No offense, but fuck you, Payton. I'm stepping out of bounds.
Sean Payton's arrogance has cost us so many games.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
Not only did his ego cause us a lot of games, it caused us one of the best receiver ever to go down and never been the same since.
Yep. Putting Michael Thomas on a blocking play.
Yeah, when you didn't need to because you was already winning by double.
Thank God they didn't end Marquez Callaway's career.
Dude, I have all the love in the world.
Oh, no. Not Traquan
Smith.
Smith.
Obviously, he brought a Super Bowl to New Orleans.
Yeah, I respect the dude.
Yeah.
There's so many stupid stuff.
But Peyton is definitely the definition of an aggressive coach. And sometimes he doesn't know when. Sometimes he didn't know when to tone it down. You know, you don't have to run up the score when you're up 30 points. You don't have to.
Let's be honest here. That game, you know, we go back to the no call game. We should have ran the ball 3 times. It was a 2-minute warning. It happened. We should have just ran the ball 3 times. If we get the first down, we run the clock out. Instead, we passed the ball.
We should have ran the ball on first and second down. We should have ran the ball to keep the clock running. It put us in a bad situation when it was third down.
Yeah.
Because
we should have never been in that situation to begin with.
Pass the ball at that point.
Exactly. We should have never been in that situation to begin with. And that year, we had our 2-headed monster of Alvin Kamara's. You know, that was his second year in the NFL. And we had Mark Ingram, who was just being on. We had the boom and zoom, man, thunder and lightning. And we decided to throw the ball to Tommy Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
Out of all people.
Tommy Lee Lewis.
I mean, I can't blame Breeze for throwing it to Tommy Lee Lewis. Somehow, Drew Brees always put receivers in a place where they could catch the ball and make a play. So
it's crazy that the people who had receptions that game were Dan Arnold, Garrett Griffin, Tommy Lee Lewis, Keith Kirkwood.
I mean, Drew Brees is also the same quarterback that gave C.J. Spiller a career highlight moment against Dallas.
Oh yeah, in overtime.
That was we had a video about that. I mean, it was in that, but
yeah.
But man, I mean, even then, I would take those years over what we got right now. You know, we were winning games, and it sucks that we lost those playoff games. But you know, those were the years that made me fall in love with the Saints, man. You know, that's what really made me, because you know I kind of grew up watching the Saints. You know, Dad was watching the game. I'll go in there. You know, but after 2017, I can tell you every player on the team. I could just because I became a fan myself. You know.
Yeah.
So
I don't so much mind, like you said. Well, I did mind the loss in the playoffs, but you know, good thing about it is like when you feel pain after a playoff game. I mean, I'm not saying it's a great thing, but it can be a good thing because that means you had success during the season, which means you had a lot of great moments in the season, and now everything's on the line. I mean, yeah, you want to reach the pinnacle and you want to celebrate the Super Bowl win, but that's not going to be the case every year. I mean, the Patriots went 10 years between their third and fourth Super Bowl. So,
and correct me if I'm wrong, that was back when there was only 6 teams per conference in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to think there's 12 playoff teams, and you know, every other team didn't make it. So, back when it was even harder to make the playoffs, we were making them. We had the first seed, and it really does. It stings. It hurts because I really think, and every Saints fan knows this, we would have won the Super Bowl that year, and it hurts to think about. And every time I see a clip about it, I mean, it's one of those things like
just follows you everywhere.
It's
feels
just
like.
sports, right? You know, everyone's like, "Oh, it's just
It's like
sports," but
it's like our 28-3, but it wasn't even our fault. you know?
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if
I mean,
any.
to be fair, we get
mean,
made fun of more for the Minneapolis Miracle than the no call.
yeah, and that's fine. You know, I get it. That's
Yeah.
I'd make fun of me. I'd make fun of us
Big
too.
sideline touchdown haunts me. Like
Yeah.
I wake up in the middle of the night, like having nightmares.
No joke. I actually like. I
You
can't
know,
remember.
listen,
I think it was
sad
like,
thing is I didn't get to see the Minneapolis Miracle. Well, I saw it on TV, but not in the same way that most people did. I mostly saw the highlights. What happened was I was at work. Okay, I was working at a restaurant in the airport. We had the TV on the game, and so I'm watching the game, and then all of a sudden, close to the end of the game, we have a bunch of customers start coming, and I'm like, really, y'all ruining my moment now. So I see us go up, and I'm like, okay, we're good, right? And then all of a sudden, someone wants to make a to-go order. So my head is facing away from the TV, okay, while the Vikings are doing their thing. I'm taking an order. All of a sudden, I see people looking at the TV like, oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my! I was like, wait, what?
I'm sure nothing crazy just happened. I'll continue making this sandwich.
Nothing at all.
There's only 7 seconds left, and they were on like the 20. How could they have scored? I'm sure my favorite player, Marcus Williams, is back there to stop them.
He
And
stopped
you know
King
what made
Crawley.
Marcus Williams whiff so bad? Not only did he
I
completely,
like Marcus Williams.
not only I like Marcus Williams too. Not only did he completely muff on the tackle and allow
Got
Diggs
King Crawley.
Talk
a
of
free
King Crawley.
path to run, but when whiffing the tackle, he also managed to take out the only other person who would have been capable of making.
Can I get him?
Yeah.
I got him. Looks over. Wait, you're not a Viking.
Don't remind me.
Have you ever seen the videos where it's like, you don't remember what she looks like? Well, just make it up. And there's a video of it's the Minneapolis Miracle, but instead Marcus Williams picks it off and takes it the other way.
Oh yes,
I'm just
That's
like,
what should have
man.
happened.
And then
Or
there's
just
another one
slide.
of the
Or
no
you know
call
what?
where
They
throw
had
the
no
flag.
timeouts. How about you just don't do this and just use your arms and bring him down?
Yeah. Tragic. I love the Saints.
Hey, Jay, do you have anything, like any questions, for Talkin Saints?
Do I?
Yeah, you have any questions for him? Because we do have somebody else waiting that I'm gonna bring on next. So I was just
I
seeing
don't,
if
I don't
you
have
had
any
other.
questions. You guys can go ahead and let me go if you want. It was just
Enjoy
fun.
talking with
Nice
you, man.
talking to you, man.
Who dat?
Who dat?
Who that?
Always at who that?
All right, so next guy, we call him, well, Man in the Black because that's his name on his thing. But we really call him Coach Rudy. So you can call him Man in the Black. You can call him Coach Rudy. But the reason why we call him Man in the Black, because the dude used to come in literally with a damn black coat on, black, suit on with a black hat on and everything. Like, he literally looks like a Man in the Black,
He's the vigilante of New Orleans.
Yes, he literally looks like that. But then, along the way, he said, when we actually talked to him, a lot of people just call him Coach Rudy. He does play football, stuff
That's
like
awesome.
that. So, they call him Coach Rudy. But at the end of the day, when I first met him, I met him as Man in the Black because the dude literally looked like the Men in the Black movie player star.
Awesome.
Damn. So let's bring on my boy Man in the Black.
Let's see him. How's it
Look at
going?
There it is.
up?
He already got the hat on. See, he already got the hat on. You
I
on
like
me?
it.
What's up, man?
It's got some style.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Oh, trust me, this is only one of a few fedoras I got.
Nice.
So what's
dude.
up? So what's on your mind,
Man
man?
in Black.
Tell us what's on your mind.
Man. Okay. First off, maybe I'm having a stroke or I'm in the going through an Alice in Wonderland type acid trip, but
In there.
why in the seven hells did Justin Simmons pick Atlanta?
Well,
Oh no.
maybe money.
I mean, honestly,
I don't
They
know.
had 3 million in cap space. That's not. If I'm a veteran safety, such let's say like Justin Simmons or any other good one, I'm at least trying to get at least 5 to 7, maybe a couple, maybe more on a multi-year contract.
yeah, dude. I mean, here's the deal with, I think, Justin Simmons. I don't think, and it's unfortunate, but the appeal that the Saints had back when we were, during our glory days, just a couple years ago, that appeal does not really apply to us anymore, unfortunately.
I think when we were marketing like for Justin Simmons too, I think Dennis Allen was trying to portray that, safety wasn't a need. And Atlanta probably might have acted like, hey, we really want you. We really need you. We have to have you, sort of thing. I don't know if that has anything.
I don't know. It's disappointing because, as Saints fans, I'd rather, never. I'd rather be homeless than be a Falcons fan. I'd rather not. You know what I'm trying to say? So to see a player,
and I will never subject my children to that kind of abuse.
Yeah, it's terrible. It is. It is. It's a child abuse, and you got to, if you see somebody subjecting
at least with the Buccaneers, I have some resemblance of respect for them.
Alex here. It was the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars it was the game against the Packers at the Jaguars Stadium after the first hurricane. We were driving up there, and Matt Ryan posted a picture of his kids in the Falcons jersey. That was a shell-shock and a half when that happened. That was a fun game, wasn't it? But Alex posted a picture, or they had posted.
Matt Ryan had posted a picture online on Instagram. It was him and his kids, and his kids had Matt Ryan jerseys on. And I said, you have to get that away from your kids. Yeah, don't you know those jerseys are choking hazards?
Yeah, but I mean, there really isn't a surefire team right now that's going to easily win our division.
Yeah.
Everybody in our division is like,
I'm sorry,
a toss up.
The choking hasn't gotten me.
Dude, it was a fun. I think he ever read the message. So unfortunately,
when you nobody commented or liked it or anything. It's on my box, ages 3 and up.
But it does stink. Justin Simmons is. We kind of been talking about it. It's not the end all for us. No. We're gonna be fine without him. It'd been nice to have him.
Yeah.
And the fact that he went to the Falcons definitely hurts a little more. The fact that he came to New Orleans and it was like, they had a great dinner. Oh, he got a free dinner from the Saints. He pulled a Javion Clowney on us. Yeah. Clowney did the same thing, and then he went to the.
No, he pulled a modern woman on us.
So, I'm just not I don't understand it from my point of view because I'm a Saints fan. But I could see maybe the appeal. They just got. They're signing all these players. They're getting all these people, but they're the Falcons, dude. You and me both know.
Okay,
they're gonna choke. They're gonna mess it up.
If I'm Justin Simmons, I know the clock is ticking on my career. I would like to seriously just sit down and think like, okay, who can I help in the short term to build? Who can until my career? Who can I help build success on, or give them success to help get my ring? Well, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a ring. At this point. Does he have a championship ring or not?
I don't think so. I think he was the year after that Broncos Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking about that. Okay. Now, I would like if I was choosing the NFC South, I'd be like, okay, who has the best chance of succeeding right now to where at least keep me in the postseason? And if I was Justin Simmons, honestly, I would choose between, like I said, or at least help basically lay the foundation for it. And if I was Justin Simmons, I'd be like, okay, they got a lot going. The coaching's pretty good, but the quarterback situation's kind of iffy, as well as the O-line. They got a lot of pieces to where they assess to build on. He's been pretty much building on every year, which is really good. And they have a lot of nice talent, young talent, to where I can, enact my wisdom, impart my wisdom upon them.
Yeah,
help them become better players. So in that case, I would have chosen either if I would like for the short term, I would have chosen the Saints. Now for the long term, I would have chosen to help lay the foundation for. I hate saying this, but maybe Carolina, because they got some good players there. But now, if I want a nice middle ground, I probably would have gone with the Buccaneers, because while they have success in the past, that still doesn't change the fact that there's still everything's up in the air right there. But they have potential to lay the foundation for something great.
Yeah, the entire NFC South is, like I said, it's a toss-up. But another thing is we have a lot of coaches that would have been, had a lot of ties with Justin Simmons. So I thought it was very confusing that he went to the Falcons. But at the same time, again,
you gotta think of it. He's an outsider looking in. You gotta think about that too. His perspective.
Sure,
the whole matter.
And he could have been a part of. I mean, our defense could be one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Shoot, that would literally be a no-fly zone.
Yeah,
and plus he could have imparted wisdom on Jordan Howard, who's becoming a great rookie. out of Minnesota. You know, great tackler, and he held his own when he stepped up to the plate when some of our guys got hurt. You know.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll never know. You know, we're not in that locker room. You know, they may have slid him a Mr. Beast bar under the table. You know, who knows? There could have been something going on there.
A Mr. Beast bar? Nah, fam.
I'm just messing.
They had to slip him some sort of.
I mean, you know, they like to tamper. You know how they did with Kirk Cousins.
Oh, you mean like
honestly,
how Bruce Arians you mean how Bruce Arians caused the fight between Mike Evans and Matt Lady?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm talking about tampering because the Falcons they got a pick taken away for bringing in Kirk Cousins and talking with him before the actual
free agent.
By the way, I am still laughing about that. You signed this guy. You still signed this guy like how many? Like what? $150 million contract.
Coming off a Achilles tear as well.
Exactly.
35 years old.
And then you draft Michael Penix.
Oh,
I'm
dude. That was a great night.
We were so confused.
I was laughing. I'm like, first off, you need to fix your quarterback situation. You kind of, and then see, Kirk Cousins, he's not the greatest quarterback, but he's a very stable quarterback. He can get you what you need to get done, you know?
Yeah.
The problem is he needs weapons around him and a line to protect him.
I'm not worried necessarily about any team in our division in the sense of we can beat every one of them, but they could also beat us. So, you know, we just have to execute to be consistent, and Justin Simmons definitely helps them out against us. But at the end of the day, I'm more worried about, you know, Jesse Bates back there any day, and we need to be game planning, staying away from the safeties. And as we talked with earlier on the show with Hoodie, instead of having to worry about those safeties that are playing back, we need to be making our plays up front, short plays, moving the ball quickly, making those third and short, not third and long. We need to stay away from third and long. So, you know, Justin Simmons helps them out, but does Justin Simmons make him a Super Bowl contender like all of them are saying? No. No.
But by the way, when you mentioned about how you told one of your buddies they're still gonna lose, I was watching with my little brother and or cousin against the Patriots. I'm like, I looked at him, I looked dead in the face like, Falcons gonna lose.
It's the Falcons, dude.
Straight up.
They're gonna lose.
I mean, to be honest with you, I thought Simmons would have joined us instead of the Falcons anyway, because if I was Simmons, I would have looked at it like this. Okay, this is the Saints rivalry. You know, I've been talking to the Saints a lot longer. The Falcons heard I want to sign with them, so yeah, they're gonna try to bring me in and try to make me want to sign with them. But can I believe anything they said after they literally told Kirk Cousins, "Man, we're hiring you. We only want you," and you went behind his back and drafted a quarterback when you told him this was gonna be his and team. You know,
exactly. That's a great point.
And he lied. So now, what kind of lies are they gonna tell me? So I mean, maybe they'll make me sit behind a starter. Who knows? Or behind another safety. Who knows? Yeah,
you know,
but they were injured though, so they needed somebody bad too. So I mean, I understand why he.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Hoodie, you should not have taken off that hat.
Why? What's wrong?
You look like Dennis Allen.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Yeah, keep doing.
But a better version of him.
Oh yeah, I always
Hoodie.
look better. I always look better.
Hoodie, when you become
Saints,
you know, you better invite us. Off the sidelines.
Oh yeah, hey, Talkin Saints. I do have some good news for you though.
Let's hear it.
You just got a new sub.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
I know that's awesome. You know, I don't know if you saw Jerry G had actually posted.
That's actually how I got it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're from the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, right? We're about an hour out of New Orleans, so that's how we get to go to every game.
So you're on the Gulf Coast, Biloxi, past Christian area.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Cool. But
only reason why I know that is because I have an aunt lives up that way, and
cool.
And she's a Saints fan. But the thing is, when it comes to pro, you better be a Saints fan. But college, I'm like, okay, you can do whatever you want in college, you know?
Sure, yeah.
Here's the funny thing is, I love LSU. She loves the Gators. I'm like,
I
can respect that, you know?
Yeah, LSU. It's funny. Most of the Gulf Coast down here is like Gulf Coast, Mississippi is practically Louisiana in a sense of it's not like the northern part of the state. There's more LSU fans down here than any other team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
you go to Highway 190. You see a lot of LSU. You see a lot of Saints.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're closer to Baton Rouge than we are.
I think I've seen an Auburn one. I think I've seen an Auburn flag at one point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're probably there's all kinds of sports fans down here, but we're closer to Baton Rouge than we are Starkville. So that's probably what I mean. That's another reason.
Oxford, yeah.
Yeah, our closest big college is LSU.
Yeah.
So go
I wouldn't-
Tigers.
I wouldn't count
Go
USA or
Tigers.
USM.
No, I went to USM. Yeah. Golden Eagles, but
It's
I'm
like
not.
a
I don't.
big high
Yeah,
school.
it's like
Southern
yeah,
Miss, nice.
yeah.
Nice.
But
Any questions for Talking Saints? You got any questions for him?
yeah, we appreciate you subscribing though, man.
Thanks, man.
No problem. Let me think. I had okay. Is there any okay? I know Talisa's doing pretty good so far. You know,
Sure.
but let's be honest, that bad down pass was underthrown. Dude did a great job getting his hands up. Case in point.
Yeah.
Where do you think we could strengthen our O line at?
Like bringing somebody in, or
rather, how
like,
would you strengthen our O line? Because as you noticed against Arizona, the defensive line has actually gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a degree,
sure is.
but the thing is, we need to keep the running game, under 2 yards.
Man,
against opponents.
It's kind of tough. They're
That
really
O-line, I'm not sure that there's too much personnel that you can add that's already on the roster. It's possible.
the injury bug, first off.
Uda. It's possible Oli Uda could slide in at right tackle and play marginally better than Trevor Penning, but
I have higher expectations of Oli Udo than what was shown in the game.
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna. That's preseason. If you're gonna have a bad game, and you're like, if you might as well have it in the preseason when it's not like you may not make the team, sure, but if but for guys like Derek Carr, for guys like Alvin Kamara, those guys are going to be on the team. It's okay to have kind of a bad game. Just get it out of your system.
Shake off that rust, huh?
Yeah, it's exactly get the warm up game in. So Oli Udo is a kind of a versatile guy. Landon Young's versatile. Hopefully, he's exactly injury bug is bad.
Yeah.
I would hope Salvadori's getting healthy, but
I predicted him going. I predicted we was going to get him in the 4th round.
Oh, awesome! That's great, man.
Because I was talking to I forgot who it was. Who that confessional.
Cool.
I had a whole list of people I wanted to see get drafted. Because I like seeing the smaller colleges get drafted, and the one I was key on was Salvadori. I'm like, he wasn't he felt like a 4th round talent, but I didn't know how low on the 4th round talent.
Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, but as far as bringing someone out, bringing someone in, there's some veteran tackles out there. I don't know if any of them are better than what we have.
David.
There's the guy from the Packers, Bakhtiari.
David Bakhtiari.
Bakhtiari. He's not going to join the team.
Dwayne Brown's been. I don't know who he played for most recently. Maybe the Seahawks.
I can't think. There's a guy. Yeah, the Seahawks. There's another
Dwayne
guy that
Brown.
used to be on the team. Either way, as far as free agents go, there's not really anybody. Now, you never know with trades. You never know because it's kind of tough to be. You always see these the Saints should make these trades. Like, dude, there's no guarantee that those trades are going to happen. What you're just basing that off of. They have depth.
I think our best chance is to, kind of just scheme things up and try and pretend like there's not an issue. I don't know.
There's a chance.
Kind of sad.
There's a chance maybe the only thing I could see is a veteran tackle who's maybe good but not great anymore. That's getting replaced by like a veteran tackle or a rookie tackle or a young tackle. And they have a lot of money. So like for instance, Andreas Pete was kind of there at one point for us where he was good. He wasn't necessarily great and he was expensive. So we just, we could have cut him. We ended up restructuring his contract, but during that
when I
season.
hear Andrews Pete's name, I just laugh because I'm like,
Hey.
how are you supposed to be that big of a dude and end up on your back?
Dude, come on. I bet, dude, I would take Andreas Pete on this team right now, dude.
I mean, yeah.
We'd have a lot more confidence in Andrews Pete.
I just wish, Penny would like not just find his rhythm, but like just basically feed that dog that's inside of him. I know it's there,
I hope so.
Get that
Those
chihuahua
injuries,
in him.
while those injuries have played him, I think those injuries have made him too cautious,
Yeah, I don't know. We talked about it earlier in the show. I'm just
so
everything, all technique goes out the window when he starts, kind of like improvising. So I mean, we'll see. I hope that what we've seen is not what we're gonna get, but I mean,
it sounds like it's bad in practice.
They need to just throw him out there for the entire preseason.
Yeah.
Get him as many reps as possible. this is where you messed up here. You were going up against a third string defensive tackle or defensive lineman, and you got beat. Like, you need to figure this out. Where did you mess this up? Was it the way you planted your feet? Was it where you're putting your hands? Did you not check up? Whatever it might be, they got to figure it out, because we really don't. We don't have many options. That's the answer to your question. We don't have options.
Yeah, we got. I know it's basically like, I know it's next man mentality, but the thing is, like, when it comes to every player, the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest guy, but things in my time playing on O-line, they put me more in the guard, and I've actually learned, like, when it comes to like your footwork, always keep your feet moving, but don't be too square, because that can probably knock you off. You want to at least have a little bit of
fluidity.
It's exactly what, and also you need to make sure your foot is always move but plant, and never ever. If you keep your hands, the more you keep your hands kind of like off the turf, the quicker you are off, the quicker you can utilize your hands more.
Sure.
Because it's basically, because the quicker you get your hands off, the quicker the more you have a chance of winning that battle.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, we appreciate your input. I've never played football. I'd probably die if I got tackled. I play two-hand touch football, but tackle football, I'm
gonna give you a little heads up. You think two-hand touch football is safe?
No.
You will lie. You will lie. That's how I tore my meniscus.
ACL playing.
I tore his ACL. I have a messed up shoulder.
I tore my meniscus playing two-hand touch football.
But
I believe it.
I'll be honest. I probably have a lot more injuries if we were playing tackle out there, though.
But I basically pulled a Drew Brees. I broke a cardinal rule. Drew Brees' cardinal rule that he broke was don't go into a scrum for a fumble. I broke the wide receiver one. Don't lock your knee when you miss a pass.
Yeah, oof, that's no fun. Alex over here is my
and I played in a hole in the game on it.
When we play football with our buddies, two-hand touch football, Alex is my go-to quarterback.
Yeah, we play a good 7-on-7.
Yeah, dude, me and him, I'm the GOAT wide receiver when Alex is my quarterback.
Dang it, now you make me want to play some football. Let's play some yard ball again.
Can we get the Hoodie Jube football team going? The two-hand touch Hoodie Jube football team. We got coach. We got the coach in here, Coach Rudy.
Coach Rudy. You got me, I'm the All-Pro, Hall of Fame tight end. So
there it is.
I used to play tackle yard football too. So
well, I will not be playing tackle.
By the way, you ever got the wind? By the way, you ever what's the word I'm looking for? You ever how you ever got your breath wind knocked out?
Yeah, your wind knocked out of you.
Yeah, I got yeah, but it's worse because you know how you get hit in the and that's the worst. You think that's the worst? Wrong. Try landing on someone's knee with your back.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be bad.
I'm gonna go try it right now. If I got that knee up on me.
I made a catch. Dude went to tackle me. His knee was he pretty much was on one knee. Somehow I turned my back landed, my spine landed flush, and this was me. All the sound was not. I couldn't even make a sound. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. Anything else for you, Coach Rudy, before we get out of here tonight? Because we had a pretty good long show.
Yeah, y'all did great, but so okay, I'm pretty Jesse. Other than offensive line, is there any other things you'd fix? Unless you're
offensive line's the biggest one. I mean, you could add wide receivers and safeties onto the team. I don't think it's super pressing. I think we could roll with what we got, but we could add something to make it more competitive. I really think that the big problems on the team right now are right tackle, left guard, and maybe just bodies as far as offensive line goes,
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. That's where I'd go. Just a little more depth.
Yeah.
I think our starters are pretty good there.
I'm glad we don't have to talk about special teams this year. It looks like everybody's improving.
I'm actually kind of glad that they changed the rule because it's kind of getting boring here. Just seeing touchback.
Yeah.
Oh, must punt, touchback.
Right.
No more of that.
We can finally see some action now, man.
Yeah, we're seeing touchdown. More of
yes, sir.
Right.
I can see it happening. But I think that's gonna be it for the show tonight. Coach Rudy, thank you for hopping on, man.
Yeah,
And
no problem.
and like they said, thank you for
excuse my
subscribing.
tardiness, but
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you subscribing, man.
Yes, sir. Who that to you?
Who that?
Who dat?
All right, so Talking Saints, man. I know we all said, yeah, we're gonna be here for like a little bit. You know, I know we joked about a 10-hour show.
Yeah, the
And
10-hour
we're at
show.
least,
Halfway
yeah,
there. Halfway there.
yeah. No, you're not even halfway. You're like barely a quarter. You're only in 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? You still got 8 more to go.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we had a good show. It was
I
definitely
enjoyed it, man. Thanks
it was
for having us
definitely fun.
on.
Oh, no problem. It was definitely fun, getting to know what y'all thought is on stuff, Because like I said, you could go bring somebody else from another YouTube channel, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, we're getting a top 5 pick this year or top 10 pick." Like they got other people out there that just have a different view, and it's cool to meet other people to see what their view is because I feel like sometimes when you do a show and you got people that basically agree with the same thing that you saying, sometimes the show gets boring because they're hearing the same thing from the same,
Sure.
Yeah.
it's actually cool to see what somebody else actually thinks, because I might say, hey, I think this is gonna be a good situation, but then you might say, look, I understand, I kind of see where you're coming from, but in my eyes, I feel like this, and this. So it makes it more fun to watch, to where we can actually see something different.
Yeah, man. And we were, like I said, I appreciate you reaching out to us. We've
Yeah,
only
I had
been
a good
around for a
time.
couple
This is
months, but
really cool to do.
we've already met a lot of great people, man. We've already met a lot of great fans. And I mean, dude, we're just ready for the season.
Oh yeah. Ready
Heck
for some
yeah.
Saints football.
We'll get to break it down a little more then,
Definitely, and like you were saying, we gotta wait till after week 1 to actually be able to break down the offensive side, right? And
Jerry
talk
G.
about it. But at the end of the day, it's totally up to y'all. I know y'all stream on Thursdays, for y'all shows. But if y'all could have some free time, we can maybe try to do it once a week, together to where after the games, we can actually talk about it.
Sure.
Whether it's like on I don't know, a Monday or something that like recaps the game, or if y'all got time when y'all get home from the Sunday games, we
I
can do
think
like
it's
a
going to be a
little
lot
recap.
easier. I'm actually looking to. I'm right now. My situation with my livings is not permanent, and I'll eventually be getting to my own home. And in that home, I'm going to have like an office, and we're going to start filming from that office. And I'll actually be able to have a more permanent setup. And then I think we can have a lot more consistency when it comes to being able to stream. I know I've really enjoyed using the StreamYard, the stuff you've been using. It's really cool. So when we get to, we'll probably get some comfier chairs. I don't think these chairs were built for 2 hours. We are not. I don't know about you.
You've probably seen us shuffling around.
We've been
last.
Oh
2
yeah,
hours here.
trust me, we'll be shuffling. So look, so the best thing to do is to do what Mr. TJ does. He's the host of the State of the Saints podcast. I recommend
Yeah.
going watch him. He's got a couch, so he just sits on the couch.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like
move it
maybe
to the
like
living
two little
room or-
armchairs.
yeah.
Two little armchairs with the cameras facing us. Somewhere we can actually kind of relax.
Oh yeah,
right now
especially if you're on my
we're
show.
sitting in these we're sitting in these annoying chairs, with the backs to our wall. If I move it all, the whole thing shakes.
I feel you on that one. At the end of the day, you gotta have something comfortable that you're sitting in because, especially when you're on my show talking, I'm telling you, man, I had people that were reporters and everything. Like, hey, man, I got about 30 minutes to talk to you, and then I gotta hop off.
Sure.
And I said, cool. The reporter then hop off to after 2 hours of the show because he was just literally enjoying the show, talking to people, talking to the people in the chat, talking to me. And the guy was like, look, I know I said 30 minutes, but damn. He was like, I had fun, man. He said it was worth that extra hour and a half. So like I tell people, it's always
Yeah.
a
But
longer show.
We had a good time, but it is getting to our bedtimes. We got to get to work, unfortunately. Like I said in the last thing, Talkin Saints don't pay the bills yet. So
not yet.
We gotta get some rest in. So
yes, sir. Well, help me end the show, which normally I always tell everybody this. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all go to Talking Saints, subscribe to their channel as well. Make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are new. And also turn your notification bells on so you don't miss out on any of the great live, podcasts or videos that we may draw out here as well.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we always tell everybody who what?
Who that, baby?
Who that,
Who
baby?
dat?
We'll see y'all next time.
See y'all.
Deuces.